Well, I saw people waiting, so I might as well let you in while I get everything set up. Hello, hello. How was everyone tonight? Ooh, that sound is too high. We're early. We are. I saw you guys waiting. I was like, hey, if you're waiting, I might as well come in while I do my setup. I mean, I'm not into the game yet. I haven't even logged in. So this is my usual prep work time when I'm doing a bunch of stuff. But hey, if you're here and waiting, I'll come and hang out and chat. I do not mind at all. Yeah, you are super early, friend. I'm super early. I'm actually even setting up probably a good solid 10 minutes before I normally do. Let's get all this going. So you're going to get to look at my beautiful face for a few minutes here while I get everything kicking off. What's up, Larry? Hello, hello. Did anybody just catch the summer preview video for China? Came out just a little bit ago. What's up, Melissa? Abby, hello, hello. Just playing some P5 Oh man, I need to do another run of P5 Strikers. I haven't played that game in quite some time. I mean, I played it when it first came out. I don't think I've actually played it since then. What's up, Chris? Yes, I'm early. I'm early. I saw people were in the waiting room, and I'm like, well, I mean, if you don't mind just looking at my face while I get everything set up in the background, I will chat and chill. Oh, so yeah, it'll be a minute before I turn the game on. I'm doing all my pregame stuff. Summer Marion, yeah. So I didn't watch it start to end because, like any of those kinds of streams, I don't like the full spoiler action of it. But I just kind of briefed through it, and I watched like a couple of her moves, and I watched like how they kind of introduce some of the summer mechanics or whatever you want to call it. And I'll tell you the one thing. Oh, thank you, Melissa. The one thing I loved is they have a fight against Summer Closer. So I like how they're doing this now. And I guess in the modern version of the game and in the current version in China and such, is you have fights against like main characters. What's up, Verti? And it's because they have Fox. He's a fight you can do, not just like have the character, but actually fight the character, and he is brutal. And then now they're gonna have Summer Closer. So I'm like, hell yeah, Alex, you made it, man. What's up? Hey, Lunic. Got y'all filtering right on in. Let me see. Just doing some other sound checks. I take it you guys can hear me okay, right? Sound checks are okay? No one's screaming at me that they can't hear, so I'm assuming this is going well. Can't wait to get character boss fights. Yeah, I mean, and I'm just waiting for the day, because you know it's inevitable, where they give you like a Joker fight, a Yu fight, a Makoto fight, like all the main protagonists. Like those are going to be fun, because you know like in the Persona games, those are always like the brutal DLC fights. I wouldn't be shocked if we had like an Aegis fight someday, or Aegis, however you say her name. Good on you and good. Awesome, awesome. Glad to have Mariner's signature weapon. Nice. Oh, good. I'm glad you're watching the guide. I don't have her weapon. You haven't missed at all. I'm actually early. So right now I'm doing my setup. And I was like, I'm going to do my setup, but I'll invite people in and I'll just do it live. So that's why you don't see the game yet, because I'm still in the background doing a bunch of stuff. Kind of want to watch a video about the Yusuke boss fight. Yeah, just look for some people doing the fight. It's, how to explain it? Like it's got multiple stages to it and then multiple difficulties. And it just gets more and more brutal. It's the best way I can level it out. I've not done it myself. I've only, because you guys probably know this by now, but like when 4.0 came out, that is when I backed off of KR to pick up Global, because I wanted to save it for Global. Oh, SOC, yeah, it's still a good game. You've seen my old videos. I had a lot of fun making content for that game. It was a good game. All right, let's switch over to this. We'll get the stream test going. And yeah, see? And then I do the stream test, and guess what? It wasn't picking up the game. Okay, there's the game. That was weird. It like blacked out the game for a second there. But it looks like it's working now. Yep. You know what's funny is I was going to do the soccer game for a little bit, but you can't when it's raining, and I don't feel like burning the coffee, whatever it's called, to make it not rain. All right, so what am I going to do? You know what I'm going to do today? Because where I'm going, I won't have any cell phone service, hence why I said I can't do any like comments or Discord while I'm gone. I think I'm going to actually probably stamina push myself to 60. I want to say it's about 20 stamina bottles I need because I hit 59 today. Yeah, I'm almost 60 as well, Ted. So I'm... Oh, that's the wrong screen. It's up here. Yeah, you can see, you know, I'm that far. So what is that, roughly 30,000? I love the rain. And, you know, I like to sleep with a noise machine, and I alternate between rain and ocean sounds. Apparently, I'm big into water. Soccer in the rain is badass, and I used to play soccer incredibly competitively, and we would play in the rain. Like, that did not stop us at all. I'm gonna see if my wife will come say hi. She probably won't. She's still texting me because she's not in bed yet. What's up, Fuzzy? Yeah, I played competitive in high school. I actually played until I was 26, so I played for quite a while. But I stopped being like ultra competitive after high school. I ended up having a massive knee injury earlier in my, I guess like mid-childhood. Split my kneecap like right in half. It took me out for a full year. And then if I played too hard, like my knee would swell and stuff. It was brutal. But really enjoyed soccer. So as much as I don't love the mini game in this game, I actually incredibly love soccer. Hit 57, nice. Fan is white noise. Yeah, I love white noise. Yeah, soccer in the rain's a good vibe. Soccer in the snow is fun too. They don't usually let you play through the snow, but if you like a light dusting, it's not too bad. All right, I need to figure out, I'm fairly certain I'm going to need to stockpile the heck out of breakthrough materials. Because if I'm about to hit 60, I'm going to have to start leveling people. This isn't bad. I can convert up quite a bit. Not enough, but enough to get a few characters. These, oh, that's ouch. All right, I got to start with the weapons. Let's go do a bunch of weapons. That would be the metaverse. I don't know why I had to think about that. Like, I've never been there before. So yeah, today's a chill stream, guys. We're going to mainly be sitting in here, farming, getting tokens, getting myself to 60, because if I have to miss a couple days of dailies, which, you know what really sucks about missing dailies, is it means I can't get my gems. More than anything. Like, the gems that I get for the monthly pass, unless I pick up like a random pocket of service, like it's gone. Like, that sucks. Oh, you 100% in Palace too. Very nice. 400 blue crystals. Yeah, I mean, if you're not leveling 47 bajillion characters like I am, then those should last you quite a bit. But I'll show you my root issue here. Is I'm building too many teams. Like, look at all the characters I'm pushing to 60. And I'd need to push her, because when Fox comes out, she goes on the Fox team. And so I haven't done anything to level break her. So she's like a top priority before Fox gets here in a few days. I will be back. So tomorrow morning, I will publish the video that comes out on Tuesday to members. So of all the videos that I've pre-scheduled, that's the only one that will go members only first. And then I'll be back like Wednesday night. So it'll be quite a few days. So if you guys don't like get responses from me on comments on videos or on community posts, or if you know me in Discord, don't take it personal. I'm just legitimately have no cell phone service. Yeah, missing dailies for holidays. They should give you like a grace period or some way to like make it up for a couple days. That would be nice. I don't think any games really do that, at least none that I know of. You're avoiding Palace 2, Melissa? Why? Do you not like it, or you just hate grinding through? Because I'll tell you, Palace 3, which is basically 2 palaces, is even bigger than Palace 2. Sitting on a 50-50, holding for Queen. That's a good idea. Not sure if you can earn enough pulls. So Dustin, I'm not sure if you've used my calculator. If you haven't seen it, just go check the video for it. It's got the link for it. And you just make a copy of it. You can put in what your current gems, tickets, and how far you are to pity and all that good stuff. If you put that in there, it'll tell you how much you need to save to pity your next character or whatever. It's actually got like quite a few scenarios in it. And then by the time they're gone for limited characters, because they've been having limited characters last for like a month, you should have enough as long as you're not starting from scratch. But as you say, you're sitting on a 50-50, so you might have a decent shot regardless. So you're probably not in too bad of a spot. Palace is scary because it's a lot. It is a lot. It is a lot. What I like to do is I'll pick, because I don't like to consume it all at once, but like if I were to look at a palace, I'll pick like a floor and I'll say, okay, my goal today is to clear this section of the save room, and that's it. Like I'll do that, and then another day I'll do like this wing right here or something like that. Like there's people that'll do the palace in like a day, and I'm like, nah, I'll stretch it out for a week. Like I don't mind having it, you know, sit at under 100% for a while. Yeah, overwhelming. Yeah, they're super huge. It's a lot, and they only get bigger, y'all. They only get bigger. But the good news is if they get bigger, that means you get more rewards too. So bear that in mind. So I will be running these one by one, and I'll be focused more on chat today. And that is so that, and I don't know if you guys know this, but you can click assist in these, and then, you know, whoops, I can't pick him because he's already in my team. But you can swap your assist, and each time you do this on a new run, you get one of those little assist coins. So since I'm going to sit here and farm like 20 stamina bottles, I might as well pump up my coins. Getting hyped for her to drop for Makoto? Yeah. Yeah, she's fantastic. I don't know if I'm more excited for her or Fox. I think I might be more excited for Fox. Only be... Oh god, that is way too loud. Let me drop the game volume down. I see it peaking over there. Hold on. Tell me how the game volume is now. I just saw it peaking, which is not a good sign. So hopefully it's low enough. But Fox, I didn't get to play as much as I wanted to in KR because I pulled him late. I didn't pull him when he first came out. And I got him on a rerun. And then I pulled Cherish, which when Cherish comes out, he goes really well on Fox's team. And so I'm looking forward to getting him from the beginning and like getting to pull him whenever I want to. And then Makoto is like up until Violet, she's my favorite character from a single target perspective because she just does stupid damage. Thanks, Reggie. Thanks, Dustin, too. And the thing is, I've used her so much though that like Fox is like the new car smell, and she's, I don't want to say she's an old car smell. That's Queen is an old car smell. Like, that sounds horrible. But you get the point. You get what I'm trying to say there. Do you do a whole floor a day? Greedy, that's a good way to do it. What's the max level? So it's 80 for everyone but Wonder. Wonder, after he hits 80, he still levels just like he does now, but you get like extra stats. So it won't say like 81. It'll be like S1, S2, S3, or whatever they call it here. But yeah, it's ultimately 80. So we're getting relatively close. If you're not burning a stupid amount of stamina bottles, 70 to 80 will take a while. It is not a fast grind, which is fine. Like, honestly, don't feel like you need to push yourself 70 to 80, like in any speed kind of way. Old car smell could be good sometimes. Neptunic, hello. Hello. It is good to see you. Do you think we'll get summer units in September? Man, this is what I hope they... Oh, I forgot to switch my character a while. This is what I hope they clarify in the stream, because it's that yo-yo of we're not speeding up content, we're speeding up content, we're not speeding up content, we're definitely going to speed up content. And it still, in my mind, does not make sense to release the summer units when they did it before, because it would be like, I don't know, October-ish? Like, I would have to check the calendars, but I want to say it'd be like mid to late October, if I'm not mistaken. And if they're speeding things up, like, that's the one that makes the most sense to speed up. They're about to launch summer in China. I just watched a preview before I jumped on stream. And then it's summertime, at least in the US and a lot of places, obviously, you know, hemispheres, whatever. But I think now, or within the next month, would make the most logical sense, especially if they're speeding up content. But at this point, I mean, unless somebody's got an insider that can give us some, like, slide some info under the door, I don't know what the hell they're doing with this. Yeah, exactly, Irvin. Take your time. This game, I honestly think, is more enjoyable when you don't try to, like, crash through it all. Like, I still have so much of the train I can do. Any news about one global server live stream? No, they haven't said yet, but it should be very soon. Because the next patch isn't that far away. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me look. Hang tight, I gotta switch my screens to look. It is coming... That summer stuff, blah, 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 blah. I gotta find Najox's tweet. Bear with me. I can't see chat when I look at Twitter, so... I could have sworn he put something up for it. I don't think it was that old. Someone's probably already answered because I'm not in my chat at the moment, because that's how this always happens. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I know for a fact I read this the other day. Oh, here's all the stuff about everyone losing their shit about the Marion stuff that didn't actually happen, which I thought was funny because I was trying to warn people not to worry about that. I swear to God, I've read a timeline. There's a summer preview link. I cannot find it. Hold on. Let me go back to my notifications. It's not that one. Yeah, I cannot find this now. There's Stern Pinball talking to me. That was fun. Fox being teased. I saw all that. Oh, here we go. Found it. Okay. Da, 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 da. It should be on the 24th that it says version 4.3.1 release for CN and 1.1 releases for ENJP. So I would assume, yeah, probably the 23rd is what Najox is thinking. Or Persona 5X News. Sorry, that one's not Najox. But I would say that they're 9 times out of 10 either spot on or close enough to it. So, yeah. What? Let me get back to my stream so I can see y'all's chat here. Hopefully I didn't miss my wife. If she popped in to say hi again. It would be so embarrassing if that happened twice. Okay. Did I catch up? I'm level 94 in Metro. Nice. Nice. Yeah, see, what I tell you, probably live stream Wednesday. The second I get off screen, somebody is bound to answer the question for me. I love you guys. Gave into the FOMO and got married. Look, Reggie, worst case scenario, you pull a dupe of her, and her dupes are fantastic. Not to shill out my own videos, but if you check out my video, I, obviously go through her awarenesses, and they're all good. Minami Muff make a difference in combat. So it does make a difference. Penetration is a great stat and becomes even better when they do the stat update much later in the game. But my ultimate opinion is that she goes standard banner, so you should wait because it's the limited resources. When we hit 2.0, you're going to start really feeling it because there's probably only 2 characters I would say are like you could definitely skip around then. So, and then it's like every character from like that point on is just really good. So you got to kind of start pulling for favorites at some point in this game, or spending money, or getting super lucky. So I don't think you should feel pressure to get her. She is fantastic, but I still think you'll end up, like I've got multiple dupes of her on standard banner. Not in global, mind you, in KR. And I'm just going to hold off on her weapon for now. All right, let's put some of these up here. Let's just use some of these. Boom, boom, boom. So those just coming in. It's a chill stream. I'm farming up to level 60 and hanging with chat, answering questions, feeling the vibe. You know how it goes. Yeah, her banner ends in a couple days. Exactly. All right, swap out the assist here. What's up, Chip? Yeah, as soon as Fox comes out and I pull him, I'll do the usual make a guide. I'm trying not to make my guides on the KR account unless it's like a feature that I can't show on global, like when I did obviously the demo or the preview of the train. But yeah, exactly, grind time. But for character guides, I find it far too confusing to go from Korean to translated names and terms to the global server. Global server uses different translations and localizations, and so I still, even like with the card sets, keep using like the names that I see on the KR server, and I'm like, wait a minute, I have to remind myself, it's not affluence, it's something else in the server. And so I'm trying to get myself to be in like the global terminology, and that's why I don't do the character guides before they come out. I don't know what I could do. It might be too late for Fox because again, I'm going to be gone for a few days, but maybe, starting with Makoto, I could always do like a 4-minute video, 5-minute video, something very, very quick that's just it would have to be like a talking headpiece of what I think if you should like think about pulling them. And then I would have the full guide once I get them, assuming I get them. I just don't want to like, I don't like to put out low content or low effort content for you guys. And I want it to be of value. So it's like that balance, right? Like, yes, I can make a 5-minute video. It's nothing for me to record for 5 minutes, but I also want to make sure you, oh, I should have reset my character. I also make sure you're getting what you need. I don't know if that made any sense. Oh yeah, and Marion is honestly, Reggie, like the best character in the train because of that card set with the heart with the up arrow. I think it's merciless because you can turn her into a nuke if you get the 4-piece. So I was on the KR version, Irvin, and so I don't actively play it anymore. I still keep up on all the news. Like I was watching the CM preview just before coming on stream, and I still study all the characters, the kits, all the, you know, ways that things interact, new modes, because even though I'm not still actively playing KR, I've like my play time is on global. I still want to be able to produce content a year from now when it catches up to where I'm at, because I played all the way up until 4.0, and that's when I backed off of the KR version. Getting level 60, yeah. I mean, I could wait a couple of days. If I wasn't going on vacation, I probably would just wait it out and save the stamina pots. But since I'm going to end up, 3 or 4 days behind, I thought it'd be good to just, I'm so close, I might as well just bump myself up. Oh, now you're second in guild? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Have 100 coffees. Look, if you don't have a reason to rush a chip, I would say just hang tight. Part of my desire to, I don't want to say rush it because I'm really not that far, is I can prep my characters in the morning before I start driving. And I prefer, and I don't know that I'll have a chance to do that for this guide, but at least for part of it, I prefer to actually get my personas starting to be built for the videos where I show you what personas I recommend. And the levels, the 6, 7, and 8s, you have to do multiple runs for to get them. And so it burns a lot of stamina or a lot of days of stamina. And so the sooner I kind of start that process, the sooner I can make that video for everybody. So I have like a little bit of like a content creator reason why I want to hit 60 sooner than later. Saving mode activated. Yeah, again, I'm not trying to shill out my own videos, but you are here on my channel, to be fair. But I hope people have found that gem tool that I made, just because I think when you put the numbers in front of you, it brings a sense of reality to, oh, there's not as many gems as you think. You get that initial content rush, which makes it feel like there's more than there are. Now, we'll get stuff from like events and we'll get extra polls. Like that stuff happens on every single content cycle. It's just not as much as I think it could be. Oh, and by the way, if you saw the other video where I said what the gem counts are or what they have been historically on the other servers, I added that to the second tab of the tool. So if you've already downloaded the tool, just make a new copy and you'll get that information too. But I thought people might want that inside the tool. Yeah, I use coffees every once in a while to grind a little bit of materials. I did that for a couple days, not like a significant amount, but my skills were behind. And so I wanted to catch up some of my skills on like my main VPS, on Marion, a couple others. And so I did focus a little bit into that as well. Most helpful videos on this game, and I'm really sure it's like it's your job. Thank you, Melissa. I try my best to double check my own research before I film. I mean, obviously I have the experience of playing the game, and so I have like that anecdotal piece, and I'm like, oh, I've made this mistake with this character so many times, but I still make mistakes. And so right before I film, I have like a mini research mode where I go back to like Discord, I go do some searches, I look on the web, or I might go back to like the KR server and actually like test something. Like I'll pull the character out and be like, okay, how do I do this? Does this actually carry over? Blah, 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 blah. If you're missing mats, just play Metro of Desire and auto kill and quit before boss 2. Which mats would that get you, Waffles? Are you talking about from the level up rewards? Or are you talking about, because I can't think of any of the enemies that give you just raw materials. But if you're talking about you level your XP, then yes, you could like level out that whole track really fast if you wanted to. Somebody put a video out. I'm not going to make a video on it. But somebody put a video out that shows like how you can like farm out that train like wicked fast. No worries, Chip. And I already built it so that it works for the 110. If they ever do other banners or change out like the systems, I'll update it. But I mean, that should last us at least through where they are now in the game. Surprises pending, of course. I am 59, Bastion. Tonight is my grind to 60 before I head out of town for a few days. From the level up rewards. Gotcha. Yeah. I wish there was even, oops, wrong side. I wish there was a way. I don't know how they could do this in a balanced way, but a way to grind mats a little bit more than just the stamina. But then it's like, what would be the point of the stamina stages? I will say that once you get your stable of level 80s, if you're not building absolutely every character, like it does ease up a little bit. And then around the 1-year anniversary, they started getting really, really nice about giving out mats. Like if you ever see some of my KR stuff that's more recent, you'll see like a surplus of materials. And that's because I stopped playing. And this is all the stuff they gave me because when the anniversary came out, I had no materials left. Like I was wiped out from leveling characters. And so it's all like surplus. So if you ever like look in the background of like what my material counts are, it's a lot. So I will say that they got far more generous come the anniversary. Yes, there is a reason I'm doing one roll at a time. So your friend coins. If you pick an assist character, you'll get a coin. But if you do like the max and you say you get your 5 rolls, you still only get 1 coin. So by backing out and picking a new assist, I get another coin. Oops, did I just hit escape and not actually cash that in? Oh, I've never done that before. What? I want to walk around. You can walk around in here? Y'all, I'm learning something. I did not know you could back out and walk around the stage. Did you guys know you could do this? Is there anything hidden? What if there was like a box back here that was like 1,000 pulls and like no one knew it because it was hidden? I had no idea you could do that. Exactly, Melissa. I'm farming assist coins. Yeah, well, Tebet, it's not just the anniversary. They actually keep a lot of the materials going after that. Yeah, new tech. I'm going to like find like new ways of speedrun the game. Yeah, so this is what I'm farming. I mean, besides obviously the XP, but just to show you in case you're not familiar. If you go into your portrait, whatever you want to call it, these. So if you hit the max and you do your 5 rolls, you'll get 1 if you're using assist. If you back out and pick a new assist, every run gives you an extra 1. And so in here, then you use this in this shop down here. And so this is how I'm getting my gecko coins. Well, besides other things, but you need 30 of these for each 1 coin. And I still have 16 left. And so since I'm going to chill and look at chat and talk with you guys and just, you know, not do like I did on the last stream the other day where I had to actually think. Y'all realize I cannot think and answer chat at the same time. This is a good way for me just to do some generic grinding in a way that I don't mind. I actually like grinding in games. It doesn't bother me so much. Wow, SOC's hitting its anniversary, Dustin. I'll go check out the stream for it. I didn't realize they were there already. Time flies, huh? Yeah, it's so cool. I wish they would hide. Like they could put some little Easter eggs, even if it's just like a couple leveling books, just to say that they did it. Like that'd be pretty fun. Or like a little like Jack Frost hidden in the background. I don't know, something cute. P5X any % speed 1 world record. Yeah, they would have to fix the controls to put me on a speed run trial. There's times when I'm trying to get around a palace and with the keyboard I just end up in a wall. Is there a way for Wonder to use buffs from his persona? He always attacks and never uses buff skills. Mine almost exclusively uses buff skills. I wonder if it's in your settings. I can check after this fight. What do I do between level 40 and 50? Are you meaning to try to bridge the gap to 50? I would say just play out the regular content. Like do your mementos. Try to finish that out. Because you get like the tickets. And that gives you XP when you turn it into the little station. So try to 100% your mementos, 100% your 2 palaces. That's going to be a large part of your XP. And then the Lufel's business plan has a lot of XP in it. So do those things, obviously do your dailies. That's what's going to bridge you from 40 to 50. Otherwise, you're spending stamina, and I don't think there's anything worth spending stamina on in 40 to 50 outside of maybe personas for the fun of it. All right, let me go check the settings because I do know that there's settings on battles. Yes, I'm playing on auto. That way I can focus on chat more. Yeah, on manual you can choose, but you can also, sorry, you can change some of your settings for battles in here too. So, where is it at? Battle settings. So, you can turn on and off Wonder changing his personas in auto battle, using highlights, using, support Phantom Thief skills. This one, by the way, if you don't know, if you ever watch me and I'm switching between targets on one mores, it's because I turn this off. They have this defaulted to on, which means it's just going to do what it wants to do for like your baton passes. This one is like, they should default this to off. What else? Sorry, I keep coughing. I'm not getting to the mute fast enough. But yeah, check these settings. Roni, or Ronnie, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Check these settings, see how you have your set. But like I'm on auto, and he's probably doing buffs. I'm not even paying attention, to be honest with you. But mine usually does buffs before attacks. Let's see. Let me get this started. Hold on. Please hold. Okay, let me see. Since level 50, I've felt Closer is incredibly squishy. I'm actually running her with main stat as max HP, and she still can get one shot. So that is probably her biggest issue, in my opinion, outside the fact that she's just, I use her as a support, and she's not really a support, is her and Leo are like, they can just die, like, so quick. Ennis, I don't know if you can use the same friend or not to get the points. I just randomly pick them, and I seem to get a steady enough supply of them that it doesn't phase me. And I've got like 35 to 40 coins right now, so I've got enough that like I don't feel like I have to like get up to another 10. I'm not necessarily trying to max out my 4-star weapons right now either, so it's like I don't have like a huge rush to get more coins, but I might as well just kind of check it off since it's you get so many from that shop and you're done. How are my personas? My compendium is fully complete for where I'm at, except for... No, I did get the mirror quest done, because I just got Narcissus yesterday. So my compendium is 100% done, up until I'm about to open rank 6 once I hit level 60. And that's one of the things I prioritize first when I hit a new level 10 block, is I get all the personas. Now, I don't level them all. I just unlock them so I get the points. And then I kind of... and you saw me, if you saw the rank 5 video, I picked the personas that I wanted to like invest in, and I maxed them out. Like I got them all the way leveled up. You're learning so much tonight. I'm not even sure what I taught you, Melissa, because you're here all the time. You might be one of the most educated people that hangs out with me. RPG camera mode is bad. I don't think I have RPG camera mode. Well, I'm also in windowed mode. That way I can see chat next to my screen. And it also just saves some bandwidth on my streaming. So I don't know if that's why my cursor can move around, but it could be the RPG setting, and I just didn't even pay attention to it. Oh, Melissa, I am happy to do a tips and trick. No, it wasn't necessarily the intent. I was just going to hang out and chat with everybody, but if it's a tips and tricks, I'm all for it. Yeah, they're absolutely glass supports, Leo and Closer. I think what's sad is Closer's meant to be DPS, and she's not good at her own job. Yeah, that auto thing is so dumb, Fire. Like, I don't know why they thought the default best selection was to remove your freedom of choice, but apparently that's what they wanted. I decided to do 20 random... I had to look up because I saw someone say congrats to Robot. I missed it. 20 random pulls for the hell of it, and managed to get a Marion. Very nice. Hell yeah, man. Congrats. Congrats. How is Joker getting the damage boost on top of his extra action buff? Let me look in the next fight, because I'd have to see which damage boost you're talking about. It could... Are you sure it's not like him getting buffed by Wonder? Or was Was my assist Rin? I didn't even look at what assist I pulled on that one. Like I'm legitimately like barely looking at my game. I'm mostly looking at chat right now. What's up, Souls? Any tips for boss farming? Are you talking about like in the realm of repression? Because if that's the case, I think until you're higher level, it's hard to auto farm that. At the highest, like I can auto farm, baseball boy, whatever his name is, but I cannot auto farm the other guy. And so for him, I actually just have to play it on manual. Tips and skateboarding tricks. Okay, yeah. Let me toss in an ollie while I'm here. I don't know if I want to run closer with Yui. Closers. The reason you pair closer with Yui is because she helps augment her damage. Her skill 2 increases electricity damage, and then she can apply shock, which Yui feeds into. And I guess it also depends on your fight, BVAB, because if you're in, like for example, the guild bosses, then one is tailored to Yui, obviously, and the other one's tailored to Joker. If you're talking about general content, honestly, in most general content, you can put just about anybody in a team, and you can make them work. You've got your couple boss fights that you have to think a bit more of, like your palace bosses. 29 pulls for Marion. That's also awesome. My game says I can't keep getting level up for some reason. Can't get level ups. You're not level 80, are you? Like, you definitely can't get level ups if you're level 80, but I would be pretty shocked because you would have had to spend a fairly astronomical amount of stamina pots to get there. Well, no, even then you can still get level ups because after level 80 you get S levels on Wonder. So your other characters will max at 80, but he actually doesn't. Oh yeah, what was he getting for the extra? Let me see. Because yeah, so I'm tossing Rebellion on him. That's just her follow-up. I'm not sure which extra damage you were talking about. Honestly. The Subway Goat, yeah. I have now come to use the Subway Slammer as my punching bag for video when I'm trying to show off skills for that new format of character guides, and I always think it's fun. Is it okay to get out of the palace if I fail the palace boss? Yeah, Kurogane. You could even just wait and out-level it. I think right now, realistically, the highest level you're going to be fighting Palace 2 is level 60. But you could just wait until you hit 60 and come back at 70 and just stomp them. There's no shame in the game. Or maybe you'll pull like a different character that's like super OP for that fight. You know, there's a lot of ways you can handle it. But no, you're not losing anything. And all the quests that come after it will still be there. There's no like time limit to the main story. Yeah, exactly. Those Panacea cards make Marion. I wish there was a way to get those in like other modes and make her just true nuke all the time. It's so much fun using her as DPS in the train. Agni. The Agni build, the only place I find that to be difficult is on the Snake. Because if you phase him and you're not ready for it and he like drops a bunch of damage on you, like that can be dangerous. But that fight just sucks to begin with. The Snake can be like the hardest fight in this game in my opinion. Which stupid boss, Caitlin? Are you talking about Palace 2 boss? And if so, what level are you? Also, what team are you using? 25k metajoules for Makoto. You are set up. What is it, 24,000 to guarantee a pity off the top of my head? Do go for her weapon, though. She is going to be a character I will recommend the weapon on. Yuli looks cool. You should not pull her. Honestly, you're going to have to skip a couple characters in this game. If you're not in love with Yui, and you don't love like the follow play style, I would say 100% skipper. Yes, the reason I'm doing one resource pull at a time, Matt, is to get the friend coins for the shop. So I replace, when I don't forget to, I replace my assist character, and then I get another coin for doing that. Where's the hidden beard in the stream? It's hidden. Can you find it? It's not here anymore. Dad jokes all the way. Hate the snake. Yes. That needs to be a motto. We should just make a video just hate the snake. And all of you guys send me a montage of like the snake destroying your teams, because I've got plenty of the snake destroying my team. And we'll go from there. We'll make a fun little montage video. Are S levels not till 2.0? It might be. Yeah. I mean, the thing is by the time most like regular people are level 80 that aren't like super pushing with stamina, it'll probably be out. Like the 70 to 80 grind takes a fair amount of time. That's where I'm at too. Excited for Makoto to risk it. Yeah, I honestly, Yui and Fox, outside of just loving the characters, are both skips. You can skip either one, or not even the one. You can skip both of them. I pulled Yui for the 5K stream, and I will pull Fox because he's in my new game plus, and I just like Fox. So for me, it's a fun pull. He is by no means a meta pull. Oh, that snake boss. Well, so in his final phase, if you don't kill the dog next to him quick enough, he will one-shot you. You have to get him out of there in like, I think 2 rounds in the final phase or something like that. So if you're on the final phase of the snake god, he is set up to actually do a scripted one-shot to you, or at least close enough to it. I'm not sure if he can survive it, but I've not been able to survive it. In the other modes, it's when you transition him that he becomes super deadly. Pitchforks, burning churches to the snake. Yeah. Let's pivot our anger towards the developers to the snake, or maybe there's one developer that is responsible for that snake, and we can be mad at them for that. My team keeps running on second palace boss. How do I beat him faster? Running. What level are you, Roku? Because the first thing I would say for anybody with that boss, I guess there's a few things I would say. One, get your characters level 60. Not Wonder. Wonder can be under 60. But get your main party to level 60. That's going to help you with just raw stats. Make sure your weapons are also as high as you can get them for the materials that you have, and focus your DPS first. Like, make sure that they are top notch. I would start there. I would then look at your cards. Like, if I look at my Joker right now, he does not have his curse set on. He's got power and growth because it's the best I can do right now. Don't be afraid to do suboptimal cards or just whatever you have for raw stats. That's going to give you a significant amount of stat increase just for throwing something on your character and giving it a little bit of levels. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to level like level 25 gold cards, but that's going to give you some raw stats, and that can be a make or break difference. And then I think you can be a little bit more aggressive than you think you can be. Usually, like, just look when he does like a big move, if he's taking off half of your health bar or less than half of your health bar. You might be able to go one more damage round and phase him before having to heal again. So like, you have to kind of test that on your own. It really depends on your characters and your cards. Those are things you can do. And otherwise, play the mechanics. Like phase 2, he's got his clones. Like, make sure you're only single target hitting him. So he'll be the one that's like kind of dazed or dizzy, or he'll have the most HP if you look at his stats. But either way, don't hit the other guys, because they're just going to add damage to you that you don't want. And then he has like the phase where he puts someone in dizzy, so make sure you bring either items or Patra to cleanse that on a persona. And then the very last couple phases, like take out the cameras, that'll put him in dizzy state. And on the swords, there's one with like, I don't know, it's like a hair feather thing blowing in the wind behind it. Take out that sword and that'll reduce his damage. So you have to play mechanics, but first and foremost, level your characters, level your weapons. I would push for level 60 to make it easier for you, and then put some cards on your people. Level up some cards. Those are my like super high level tips. Yeah, you have to break the curse. See, that's my same curse, Trickster, is I love tanks. Like tank characters, counter characters, and to some extent follow-up characters. Like, I love the archetype, even if they're not like quote-unquote the meta. All my Morgana luck is the snake's fault. Yeah, Palace 2 does have big curse damage. So be careful if you bring Unicorn, because Unicorn is Bless. And so if you're switching to Unicorn to use Patra, you're almost better off putting Patra on a different persona and not taking the curse damage. But that's up to you if you want to grind that out. That's a whole different kind of grind. Yeah, don't let perfect be the enemy. Good. Perfectly said, Falcon. Perfectly said. The cards, you know what? They were my least favorite part of the game until I got my head around them. And then I started realizing, like, you don't have to do perfect card sets from day one. And honestly, like, if you saw my Revelation guides, you know my perspective on it, but I don't really touch even farming them to level 60. And at level 60, I only do it to make the 4-piece set. I don't even bother with the main stat. And it's not until closer to level 80 that I actually start caring about farming those things. Yes, that means that like I could lose a few percentage points on like the leaderboards, but I'm not going to pretend that I can keep up with the whales, especially as this goes into the long haul. And so I'm happy getting as far as I can get with the characters I have. So what do I care if I'm missing 4% crit compared to the perfect card? Doesn't matter to me. When's the new story update? I want to say start of September. It's like September 4th or September 9th for 2.0 is what we're looking at. It's not a confirmed date. It's a projected date just based on when patches typically land, which is every 2 weeks. It's nothing to say they might come out this week and be like, yo, we're cutting the time in half and now you're going to have 1 week patches. Like, we really don't know what they're going to pull. But if they did nothing, that's the best guess. Just finished Madarami's Palace. Wonder if I'll end up liking Makoto. So if you like the best single target damage until Violet comes out, then I would say you will like her. She is very simple to play. I mean, she's like Ryuji, that you're basically just using skill 3 the entire time you play her. But when you see the numbers that she puts up, like, you won't be mad. Curse and Departure on Joker. Nice, nice. I underestimated the single target cards in Metro. Yeah, if I wasn't playing the Marion Minami heal nuke build, then I would probably care more about the single target cards, but they can be very good. And keep in mind, like, the Marion build won't work on the other lines when they come out because they switch out cards for like other cool effects. So this is very much for this line with, you know, with the 4 bosses we have, that this will work. 100% Palace 1 and 2. Tassel, thank you for the name of what that sort of thing is. I don't know why I couldn't think of that, but yeah, it's called a tassel. Along with being the Mementos bosses and reaching 60 in week 1. Trickster, you were pushing hard, man. Nice. Bro, where's the content? Yeah, I was joking with Propatopus. I don't know if this made it into the podcast last week or not, or this week, or if it was just him and I, because we talked for like an hour before the podcast because we're just friends anyways. But we were talking about that, the whole like burning hundreds of dollars on stamina pots, and then you hit 80 and you do all the content and you're like, where's the content? I'm like, you were grinding for 15 hours a day. There's your content. What do you want? Built Saravasti for your healer. Yeah, she's a decent healer. Yeah, Unicorn is as much a liability as a benefit because he's got Patra, right? So he can cleanse that dizzy. But if he gets hit with Curse, you're taking more damage. So it's like, what's your better play? It's hard to say. Yeah, she's not weak to Curse, exactly. Cards seem complicated, so you actually start looking. Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. If you don't want to think about the cards, 99% of it, if you just go to the recommended filter, you're fine with that. There's cases like your healers. So healers are an interesting case in some supports because you can either put things like the Lover card set on them, the Control set, and what was the other one? Trust and Affluence? Or what are they called in Global? But the one that gives you 8% more damage after you use a support skill on somebody. But those three, then you can go and say like, oh, do I want more healing? Do I want defense down? Or do I want damage up? So that's kind of like a choice situation. But if you just go to like the recommended, it doesn't ever give you a bad set. I can say that. Yeah, the whales are the ones that keep up with whales. Falcon for sure. Yeah, just Sabaton, be careful on the card XP because leveling the gold cards to 25, it's less about the card XP that you run out of and more about the Kompaku gems. Those Kompaku gems is going to be your true bottleneck. That's what I don't think people are ready for. Yeah, that 4% can change my life. Give me 4% more luck on winning the lottery so that I can pity all characters. How about that? That's my promise to you guys. You know, for someone who doesn't even buy lottery tickets unless it's like $1 billion, if I win the $1 billion lottery at some point in my life, I will A6 all characters. Fair? I'll make that commitment to you. This week's Companion bosses, mostly the second one. It's hard to keep up. I landed like 4 and 7% last week. Yeah, it's... So... let me show you something. So with the Companion bosses, so I try to fight the Nightmare mode at my level because I'm a sadist apparently, and I think it's fun. But if I were to say, like, look at Dominion. So I beat him on whatever champion, whatever it's called right before Nightmare. That's where I could actually beat him. I've got a 6 million score. If I brought him down to hard, this could probably be 9 million. So you don't have to go into the higher levels until you're in that level range to get the multipliers. You can still do more damage at a lower difficulty with less multipliers. So don't feel like you have to push up. If you saw me doing it on stream the other day, and Earphone was helping me out, and he's like, guys, if you want to see someone do great at these fights, check out, it's like Earphone It, his channel. He posts his fights every week, and he does really good. And he like will sit down and like figure out the perfect rotations for characters. So he goes above and beyond. He goes harder into these fights than I do. I do enough to do stuff like this, and I'm not going to get a chance, unfortunately, to do Dominion again before this resets, because I'll be, like I said, I'll be on vacation. So I'm not going to be able to drop this into like that 4 or 6% range like I want to. But like I'm okay with this. Like I don't care. Like this is good enough. The guild did all their rewards, and then the guild will get us, like, we're usually like around the top 50, like in that kind of like 60 to 50 range. So we were actually talking today, because we're right now, I think we're 102 right now, but we haven't done like our final push like we normally do. But yeah, you don't have to do the harder difficulties. If you see me do it, it's because I'm just ridiculous. Probably still need to level some better ones. Oh, talking about waffles, okay. Can't wait to get Makoto. Yeah, she's so good in this game. Nuke team is good. Yeah, and especially if you get Vino with her. It's kind of like I say that Rin is Joker's 5-star weapon. Like Vino is her 5-star weapon. And I want to get her because there's some those Velvet trials for what do they call it? The first one, the one where you get all of your different leveling up stuff. There's a couple in there. I need a good new character, and I can't get the 3 stars right now because I just can't do the right amount of weakness output. So I can't wait to get her so she can kind of fill that hole for me. Is there a point in doing both bosses? Not if you have enough points to get all the rewards, then no. Unless you want the achievements, or you want like the special badges that say I was top 2% or whatever. Or if you're in a guild that's trying to push score, like my guild tries to push score. We know we're not going to be in top 10 because we're not whales. But, you know, we do try to get close to that 50 range and see how well we can do. So for us, like, we do it from like the guild perspective. But if you're just going solo to get rewards, just get your rewards and get out of there. It's fine. Now, SOS, you want to get all of your stars because that's how you level up SOS to get better rewards. So don't neglect your SOS. My content is invisible. See, that means you just have to farm the social stuff, man. If you did all the battle stuff. Let's see. I need some new assists in here. Marion removes she removes 2 debuffs on skill 2 and 1 debuff on her highlight off the top of my head. You know what I just realized? On her skill 2, when I explained her kit, I don't think I actually called out the fact that she removes debuffs. That's my bad. Should you be saving your energy drinks? So you can use them sparingly, but where I think they make the most sense to use is when you're in that 70 to 80 wonder range, when you get the most value per drink. There is no reason to rush to 80, guys. Like, honestly, like, unless you're pushing guild content and SOS for leaderboards and you really want to be at the top and you're willing to compete with whales, like, there's nothing at 80. Like, there's no new mode that's going to open up for you. There's no, like, special challenge. You can, you know, technically do more of your Velvet trials to get a couple more gems, but you're really talking about, okay, you get a handful more fights that are easier because of it. But there's, at least right now, there's not a good reason to be pushing yourself to 80. So don't feel like you need to rush it. As I am, like, forcing myself to 60, I get the irony there. But you guys heard it earlier. I'm doing that because I'm going to be gone for a few days and I want to prep some stuff before I leave. I found out Morgana can cure the dizzy effect. Oh, on his follow-up action, right? Or no, is it on his follow-up, or is it on his heal skill directly? I'd have to double check now, actually. I've not had the materials to level my Morgana, and it makes me so sad. Hence why I'm sitting here farming materials, because I'm going to need a bunch of them to level people after I hit 60. When do you recommend horizontally building the rest of the characters? So you can look at it a couple ways, BBAB. You can look at as you push content. So let's say you've been ignoring the Velvet Trials and then you want to go do the Velvet Trials for an Ice team. That might be when you look at Ice. Or, you know, the Fire team, then you look at the Fire. Or you can look at your weekly SOS guild boss and say, oh, I really need the Fire team for Fight 2. This was like last week. And then you can look at the Fire team. You don't have to do it in advance at all. Like, you just do it when you need it. So if you're not going to do it right away, I would say hold your materials. Like, don't just throw them to the people that you don't think you're ever going to use. There's a reason I've not leveled Riddle or Makoto, or Tomoko, not Makoto, Tomoko. But yeah, that's kind of how I would look at it, because A, I make content for the game, and B, I know the game so well. I'm leveling characters now because I know when I'm going to use them, if that makes sense. And then also, like my Ryuji team, I leveled that one because, like, when I'm not streaming and stuff, like, that's a team I use a lot, is my Ryuji team, for fun. It's for just the pure fun of me playing the game. And so I'll do it for stuff like that. If I win the lottery, give you 5% of it. You know what would happen, Teb? Is I'd be like the guy who gets like 3 numbers and I get like $2. That's how that would work. So I'll give you your 10 cents. 12% in Dominion, 24% Advaka. Yeah, the first fight really wants you to have Yui. Like, I don't think it's... Somebody will prove me wrong, because there's always somebody cooler than me doing crazy stuff in this game. But I don't think you can really break the score boundaries on that first fight without Yui. But every single content cycle, this is going to be a repeat. Like, they're going to have the boss fight tailored specifically for the bannered unit. Like, and why wouldn't they? Like, that's how they want to sell their products. And it's every single gacha game does that. That's not unique to Persona by any means. Oh, Falcon, thanks for sharing his name. Yeah, super cool creator, does really good fights. He was sitting in chat with us the other day. He was actually giving me tips the other day in chat, and I'm not too proud to take tips, you know. Yeah, Falcon, I actually watched that 9 million run, and I commented on it because I wanted to go share him some love since he was over here the other day. I don't get to watch as many of his videos as I would like to, but I try to catch, you know, other creators every once in a while. I just, believe it or not, have very little time to actually consume YouTube content anymore. And when I do, it's actually not typically for the game. It's stuff like, God, I don't know if you guys ever watch this channel, but this guy, Trent the Traveler, love his content. He, like, travels the US in a van that he built out, and then he also does, like, horror game streaming. Like, he's fun. I like him. Yeah, Earphone it, like, puts in the work, Reggie. Like, Earphone it, I'm saying it wrong, I know is it Earphone it? Yeah, I'm never gonna say his. I'm just gonna call him Earphone. He said I could do that, so I'm doing it with his permission. But like, he puts in the work to say, if I do this rotation instead of that rotation, I will do my best estimate at a good rotation, and I generally have a decent idea of it. Obviously not to his level, but to where I feel comfortable with my scores. But if I were to actually apply the level of effort he's doing, I could definitely have better scores. But he is, yeah, I can't recommend him enough. If you care about really pushing leaderboards, like, he's the one to look at. I'm absolutely in Blade Silver's Discord. That's where I host my guild. I actually have never looked at his boss guides. I mean, I love Blade, don't get me wrong. It's just, there's a balance of how much I can consume versus how much I can create. Let's do Morgana. But I would expect that Blade knows what he's talking about. He's been playing the game since the beginning in the other servers. He's on TW. Punch, punch, punch. What is SOS? Sea of Souls. That's where the other weekly bosses are. So the non-guild weekly bosses in the Velvet Room. My Merope is 13 now. Yeah, mine hit 14 today. I'm almost at that level 15 level. And then I'll switch her out for somebody else for my priority contact. And then eventually I'll come back and finish her off. But I like to try to get all the gems from everybody. And I honestly don't care about the romance in this game. And I have nothing against it if you do. I'm just... It's going to sound bad, but I'm too old to be entertained by romancing teenagers. It doesn't work for me. So for me, I'm like, whatever. I'll just friend zone everybody. Maybe I'll pick one for the sake of, like, the conversation, and I'm not sure if there's an achievement for it. But yeah, so I get them to where I get their last gems and I switch them out and I just pick somebody else and get their gems. Merope is the exception though, because she has a persona at level 20 that you have to get to level 20 for. Pink Sausage. Alice is probably my favorite persona. Something about a psychotic little girl giving murderous teddy bears that can insta-kill. Apparently that's the archetype I like. I don't know. Like, that's murderous intent. Give it to me. Is Queen a must pull? No, she's not a must pull, but she will absolutely be your best single target damage dealer until Violet comes out. Oh, it's the heal skill, not the follow-up for Morgana. Cool. Yeah, I couldn't remember off the top of my head, but I did know he had a cleanse in there somewhere. Yeah, if you don't have Yui, because there isn't another electric right now, is there? You have... I don't think so, at least. Let me go check. I really wish they would have it so that you could borrow a friend unit. Yeah, you have Closer. When Cord comes out, Cord is electric. And there's not a single person who plays this game that will not recommend Cord to you. Myself included, honestly. I'll show you SOS, by the way, since you asked. But SOS is this here, Sea of Souls. So this one here, same thing. Like, you don't have to be top ranking. Don't worry about that. But do get your stars. Because if you look at your rankings, it says to rank up, get 27 stars total. And then obviously you've got 9 stars in each of these. So get through this and then do these for your rewards. And then, like, when this resets next week, you know, like, most of us will become rank 3. And you just have to keep, like, earning your stars every week. Later on, I don't remember when this was, sometime in the 3.0 patch cycles, they made it so that you could insta-clear these and you didn't actually have to fight these anymore. I think you had to be Wonder level 80. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember exactly how it worked. But it was nice because it got to the point where you could throw any team in it and just auto-clear it. And so they just gave us a button to auto-clear it. It was pretty cool. Meropa's completely into Wonder. I love her storyline, by the way, because this whole, like, idol obsession that she has, I don't know why, but it cracks me up. I think it's such a... she kind of, in a weird way, reminds me a little bit of Elizabeth from P3. I'm not sure why, but... All right, let me go check my... Oh, thanks for answering, Spark. I must have missed that. But yeah, I'm doing it for the assist coins, so I'm doing it for these things up here. So, oh, am I not getting any more? Oh, I've already done 10 per day. I didn't realize there was a 10 per day limit. Well, I guess now I'll just do, like, the whole run it quickly mode. Darn, I capped out. Did I get enough to buy another weapon? Or another coin? Nope. So, when I showed it earlier, I'd already capped out. So this has been useless the entire time. Well, there you go, friends. Fun tip. You can only do that 10 times a day. Now we know, and knowing is half the battle. All right, how am I doing on materials? I've been farming the crap out of these. So 74 and 140. 16, 193. So I'm going to start farming these for a while. By the way, thank you those that super chatted before, because I actually put some of those super chats into the stamina pots so that I can sit here and chat with you guys and farm and have a good time. So this is content provided by you. What team do I want? Oops. You know what? The fire team would be fine. They're going to have no problem clearing this out. Pink Sausage. Maybe he doesn't know. I'm not perfect. There's tons of stuff I don't know. But if you were referring to the one battle at a time, it was intentionally to get those coins. I just didn't realize there was a 10 cap on it. I hate that they made the fire trials mainly Psy reliant. I know. It's really not... like, I'm just not going to level Tomoko for that, to be honest with you. Or maybe I'll get her a little bit up there, just for the fact that I eventually need her at 70 to get the free pull. But it's really Haru is the first time you've got a good, really good Psy person, and she's a hard recommend for me. Not just because I'm biased and I love her team, but like her with Summer Moko just puts out insane AoE damage. Like, they do so well. What do we get? Check rather. Oh, DPS check, yeah. I get fairly lucky in the random gold cards in the shops. Oh, good. You're more up to 11. Yeah, she's one of the ones I focus on just to get the extra personas. See, now I can do this. Speaking of guilds, I'm guessing... So, my guild is full, but we do have a sister guild, and it does have openings as far as I last checked. I can't Well, actually, maybe I can switch to Discord. Hold on, let me look. Lunic. So for those that are unaware, I'll put the Discord in the chat. Give me just a second here. I do not have my own Discord. I may someday, but right now, I just don't have the cycles left to try to manage that. So that's why I don't have my own. And so if you go to Bladesifer's Discord, that's where you'll find me chatting all the time. And you'll find me sometimes in like the Persona Worldwide and the Persona Official, but not as often. But in there, there's a guild recruitment. My guild is Bear Apocalypse, and the sister guild is Bearmageddon. Oh my god, I love our names. So let me see if he's got his Bear Apocalypse. Oh, he didn't put up a guild recruitment. I'm looking in the Discord right now, so I'm not looking at chat, so bear with me. Okay, so here's what you do. If you go to the guild recruitment, go to Bear Apocalypse. That's my guild. And then look for Lunic. Lunic is the one recruiting for our sister guild. I'll have to remember when I get back from vacation to ask him to put up a recruitment thread. Let me see. Speaking of guilds, I'm guessing... Oh, I literally just read that. Yeah, Ducky, exactly. Die. My favorite persona of all time is Metrotron. Blah. I don't know. If he is, he's probably one that's added later. Unless I could just be mistaken, because I don't have all 150 memorized. But they do add them all the time. And then it's with the coins that you earn through the modes, and then you buy them with like these coins, not with real money. Koryu is your favorite? Oh, because your mom likes dragons? My daughter would love any of the dragon ones. Like, and she's a big Pokemon fan, and so she constantly is like, Dad, what's your favorite Pokemon? I'm like, I haven't looked at new Pokemon since 3 days ago when you showed me your book. So we're always looking at like Pokemon cards together, and she's not as into Persona, but she is absolutely into like dragons and things like that. And so she will like see them sometimes, like, oh, that's a cool one, or whatever. Will there be a good electric DPS in the future? Not until Akihiko from P3. He's your next electric DPS. And he's good. He is really good. But in the meantime, Cord is electric. She's a support and probably the best support in the game. So that would be like your next kind of go-to. Oh, does Earphone actually post his text ones on Blades? I didn't know that. Like I said, I've never actually been in that section of Blades Discord. I basically live in Bear Apocalypse in my guild because we chat all the time, and then I live in general. So, like, that's about the only places you'll find me. But I'll pop in like while I'm working and stuff and like say hi to people, and if I can answer a question on my end, I'll answer a question, of course. So that's just who I am. It's 12 a.m. now. Teb, man, get some sleep. Do your thing. What's the other half? Reggie, I missed the context of that question for what's the other half. Apologies. You get assist coins from using assist units. Yes. Honestly, Spoodfed, I thought the same thing, and then somebody showed me that, and I'm like, oh, cool. So now I do that. And that's, what I've been doing when I run my dailies. Do they release new personas? Yeah, Derek, they do. But it's all like cash shop one, not real world cash. Sorry, it's the persona shop where you use your coins. They'll add ones later on, and so like for example, when Haru comes out, she'll have one. A lot of times, what they do is they put in a persona that's specifically good for the unit that's coming out, and they kind of become like the best in slot first slot persona for them. Not all the time, but a lot of the time you'll find that happening. I don't know how... I need to pay attention to how close I am. Let me do a max here. And then check my actual level. Okay, so I'm getting fairly close. Oh, Akito, that's painful. 10 coins off. You can sell your stuff in the shop too. If you're ever in that situation in the Metro where you need just a couple coins and you're not like running perfect sets, you can sell something to get some coins. Down to 1 or 2. Still need an upset. I don't have the coin when it came up. Yeah. Yeah, and this, I mean, if you're trying to build a perfect set and that happens, it's the worst because like you don't want to sell one of your other cards or one of your lost items. I'll occasionally sell something so I'm like, I could just rebuild the set, or it's like, it's not that helpful of an effect. Yeah, Falcon, message him. Like I said, feel free to do it under my guild. I'm fairly certain it's Lunic that's running it. Let me scroll up in my chat here and see if I can see it. Hold on. Yeah, it's Lunik. So if you go to Bearpocalypse and just scroll up in the chat a little bit there, you're gonna see a dancing bear that people wanted me to do, and then you're gonna see Lunic right above it. But he's running the sister guild. Max. Let's see. What do we got? For me, in terms of Pokemon, Charizard, classic, man. I used to love Bulbasaur when I was a kid. Like, I played the first Pokemon, and I think I maybe, like, tried a couple other ones. I don't hate the franchise by any means, but I just never, like, stuck with it, I guess. Just started watching some of my guides. Thank you for making content. You're welcome. I'm glad you're getting value out of it. Do we have a channel on the server? So it's under my recruitment thread for Bearpocalypse. We just basically made that our own personal chat. I don't know if we were supposed to, but that's what we did. And Blade hasn't told me not to, so that's how I live my life. Merope is half human. I don't understand why her eyes aren't yellow. Aren't all the other Velvet Room attendant eyes yellow in the series? I don't think you guys should all run in DM, Lunic. Just jump into my guild recruitment and ask there for him. I don't know how many people are in his guild right now, but you know, obviously you can only hold 30, so it can only go so far. If you leave a guild though, just keep in mind that it is a 24-hour cooldown before you can apply to another guild in the game itself. And yeah, Thirst for Wonder, the rest of Velvet attendants had to learn completely about humans to feel human emotions. Ah, yeah. Which A1 should I pick between the 3 for Lufel? Isn't Rin in there as well? Isn't it all the standards except for Minami? Really good A1s if you don't have any of them on, and Rin. Because Rin allows you to start with skill 3 if you have her A1. But Rin, or An is so versatile and so widely used in this game that she is always a good investment. There's never a time when you invest in An and it's a bad idea. Half human because of the eyes. Yeah, there's either A, they just completely screwed that up, or B, there's a, like, there it is, level 60 finally. Or there's an actual reason for it. I would hope that they're smart enough to have a real reason. Plus, Atlas is overseeing the story, so that's not a, you know, Sega gets to do, or Black Wings or whatever it's called gets to do whatever they want. Let's see. Yeah, this has everybody, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so for me, of this, I think your most valuable A1s are these two. A case could be made for Morgana, but if you ever get Minami, he's like your second place healer. Well, sometimes Catalyst. It really depends on the content, but I'm very biased towards Morgana, hence why I have the little like figure sitting here on my desk. Same with Joker. But yeah, I would say I would pick one of those two if you have neither one of them. Yeah, and Falcon, and I guess this goes for other people too. I mean, don't use that guild recruitment channel where I'm at as a personal ask me questions playground, please. We do still try to keep it somewhat like guild related, but that is where when somebody leaves the guild, I look to see who's been active. And me and Lunic were talking about, just in the guild chat, about the sister guild being like the holdover guild. So then if somebody leaves the you know, my official guild, then I would look at his list first, and then like that's kind of how we'd move through it. But very much be appropriate in the guild chat. You guys know the kind of community I run, so that carries over to Discord as well. Oh, are you talking about, oh, plans 1 and 2? I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about plan 3. My bad, my bad. If you're talking about plan 3, then yes. If not, then I would say on. For plan 1, your most value is on, followed by Morgana. Ryuji is probably going to be far less used, but he is wicked fun. But he is not as used in content as, say, on is. And having a second healer for when you need 2 healers is always a good thing. Like in content where you need more than one team. Sorry, I totally, thank you, Melissa, because I totally misunderstood what that was. Thank you for the 60 grats. All right, now I have to decide who I want to level up first. So what am I stuck on? So the train, I need curse teams, which I don't have Rin. So I dragged a dead Seiji or Sumi, whatever his name is, through to get his achievement. Yeah, Rin from 300 pity. That's exactly what I'll do if I don't get her before then. But then, oh, what was I saying? So that'd be the curse team. I will be running the ice team in a few days when Fox comes out, which means I need what's her face that I just pulled. But she can live at level 70 for a while, or 60. She doesn't have to be at level 70. They have the. I'm gonna level on first, and Minami, and I'm gonna go from there. I know. Rin is literally the only character I'm missing right now. Like, and which is not the worst case to be in, because like was mentioned, I can get her from the 300 pull. So eventually I will be getting her, and I'll have, you know, her in my roster. But it does kind of suck right now that a character I could really use on my team is the character I don't have. Oh, but I can do this. And so these first. And then we go, this is how I level up my wonder, in case you guys are wondering. Okay. I want my flat stats. There's an argument that could be made about doing crit first. I don't think, because I never run him as DPS that I care as much. And now I need to build personas, and I'll fill these out. So we're getting there. We're getting there. But these are already maxed now. So let's see. You have on A3. Do I go for A4? I need to remember what her A4 is. Remember, some of these characters you're going to get close to or max out over time. So don't forget that you're only like week 3 or 4 right now. You've got a long ways to go of pulling on standard banners that will get you some duplicates in any case, right? So whether you want it or not, you might get duplicate riddles. So awareness 4. This isn't the most broken. You do use her highlight, you know, once or twice a battle. And so having the extra attack for that turn is good. It's not bad at all. But this isn't as game defining as other highlights in the game. This is a pretty good one though. So it does, you could argue, get you closer to awareness 6. A6 is really good on her. Yeah, Falcon, I'm the same. I try to be civilized. I'm far too old to be nasty anymore. Like my attitude has calmed down throughout the years. Melissa, I don't know. I haven't tried to grab her from there because I obviously haven't finished the plan yet. But worst case, it would put it in your inventory, and then you just wouldn't be able to use it yet. So it doesn't unlock her, but then when you have her unlocked, I would think it would put it into your inventory. For my plan thing, I'm going to take Ryuji for an A2. See, man, Kyle, you going in for the fun. I like that play. If Margaret is imagination dream. Oh, cool. Yeah, don't have her in the options there. Yeah, so you just be sticking her in your inventory. What's up, Flu? I'm glad that attracts Alaska use for Mona. Missing Minami, Yui, and Riddle. That's not the worst place to be in. What's up, Beast Mode? Sorry. Dude, you don't have to be apologize for being late to a stream of mine. I'm just happy anyone shows up to begin with. Your cat's on your desk looking at the stream. Tell your cat I said hi. I hope your cat's name is Morgana or Mona. Yeah, so the reason Ren's A1 is good is because it lets you start with Meng Po Soup. Is it going to let me show her? Oh, yeah. So on A1, you get to start with soup, which means instead of starting with skill 1, you can start with skill 3. So you can jump right into this, and this will be its, piece with the red spider lily. That's what makes her A1 good. And so normally you start skill 1, then go skill 3. You're just flipping the order is what that's doing, but you're starting with her more powerful attack. Again, it's not like super game defying or anything like that, but it is nice to have. Yeah. What's the thing that's only on global? I want to know, Moth. Come on now. Sorry if I answer this, but are there soon expiring stuff in the cognition exchange shop worth it? It depends on what things. Let me look. Not that one. Wrong shop. Wait. Sorry, I've got a blinky thing. I must be a level up reward. It is. What's my free present this time? I will take all the Kenpaku gems in the world. Yes, sir. All right, is this one a good value? So 880. That still converts well, right? So my brain is far past doing math right now, so I'm gonna bust out a calculator. 900. Yeah, so this trades up in value. So this is actually another good. So far, all of these training sets are good. I obviously haven't bought them all, but I've gotten the first couple. And then like once I get enough gems to get this one, like I'm saving these to buy these because they all trade up in value. So good things to look at. But that was not your question. Your question was on the cognition shop. So let me go in there. Okay. So don't ever buy this. There's no reason to buy the 4 stars. I would not buy the 4 stars here, the selector, because you will end up maxing all of your 4 stars on standard banner. It just happens. So don't buy this. It's a waste. I am still firmly in the camp of not buying this 5-star weapon case. I can see why people would want to. I'm not saying it's like the worst thing ever if this was your choice or that you're a bad person if you bought this. But in my opinion, I would go for these for this first one in every single scenario. Clear Cognigems. Not those. So these can be valuable. You need these to level your skills from 9 to 10. I may actually pick these up. I would not get the orange revelation cards in here necessarily. I would just wait it out and get them from the guild stuff. I wouldn't buy these materials unless I really, really wanted to. Like if I was really trying to push something. And anytime you see meta gems, buy the meta gems. So I think that would be my general advice here. Again, if you really want to get a revelation card, but I don't like that it's random. You could spend a lot of these and never get what you want. So I don't love that it's random. I would not buy purple cards ever. I think your biggest case is maybe these. Like you could possibly go for these to help you break through levels or whatever it's called. What they call overclocking in this game. So I could see like getting this kind of stuff, but I wouldn't rush. There's no rush to spend these. And these are purchase limited, not monthly limited. But these other monthly limited ones, no, I don't think. Maybe Kenpaku gems. Those become very painful later to try to get. All right, let me see. What have I missed? So I talked about A1. Also, thank God for Google Play points. Okay, Beast Mode, I need to look this up at some point in life of what these Google Play points are because people keep saying that, and I legitimately have no idea what Google Play points are. But if it's a way for me to put more money into this game so that I can buy more characters, I mean, it's effectively what I'm doing, then I'm all for Google giving me money. Shower thoughts. Do you guys ever like sit on Reddit on the shower thoughts thread? It's degenerate sometimes, but it's fun. I did not know that the Velvet Room attendants were Frankenstein references. Caitlin, yeah, you can use other people's assists to get coins. Apparently only 10 a day, though, we learned today on stream for science. Yeah, I think if Google is effectively paying, then you're free to play in my book, too. It's when you bust out your own wallet to do it. Well, I guess that's a fun question because, like, if I don't know, like, if my dad sent me an Apple gift card for some generically weird reason, because I don't think he ever would, like, and I spent that on the game, am I free to play? What do you think? Does that count, or have I broken the payment seal of the game itself, and that's what counts? I guess it's like a philosophical thing. Wow. I love it when I miss context because I just read Sub-Zero. We don't know what happens when you exchange fluids with those beings. I get what you're talking about, but like I missed the upper context, and that's just a fun comment to just randomly stumble upon. Every day of the week I go for gems. Gems. You do not get enough gems as free to play or even low spenders to get every unit. So especially if you want weapons. So keep that in mind. Like gems become your most valuable resource effectively for you to continue to grow and get more characters, unless you're like stupid lucky. The ones expiring in 4 days. Which ones expire in 4 days, Jay? In that shop? Or was it the other shop? Like, let me know. What expires in 4 days? Purchase limited. Monthly is a little ways away. So nothing in here. Oh, check that out. Let's get that gold ticket. I didn't realize I had coins left. I will not be buying the clothes. I bought the tickets. Challenge rewards. This, by the way, these is whenever they add new personas, it's these. It's these coins here. That's what I was talking about earlier. Companion shop. Monthly, I still have some time left. I've been trying to max my weapons even if I'm not going to use them later because I'm ridiculous like that. Monthly, I do occasionally buy, you know, sometimes these here when there's nothing else, but I've been working on like the weapons, and you can see what I've bought. Like, so if you really want to know what I think, like just look at what I've purchased with these different resources. Thieves Den, whole different conversation. My friend, I don't know which ones expire in 4 days. JC, let me know. Let's see. Started playing TW Client to get a feel for future. No, you guys, Cord. So Crichton's talking about Cord. You don't understand. Like, there's a reason every single person that's played this game and every creator is going to tell you Cord is damn near the first most, possibly the most valuable must pull in the game. The only teams she doesn't work well with are the Persona 3 teams because of theurgy, and they build the Persona 3 teams to kind of work with themselves. So aside from that, there are very, very few scenarios you can't use Cord. Like she just does so much for you, and she is one of the only characters I am like hardcore considering going for A1 on, and I don't usually pull for an A1. Like she is really that good. Your recount has to stay relatable. I will on Twitch and earn Google Play points for Infinity Nikki. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up because anytime I can get free points to buy stuff in this game, I will go for it. Doing surveys. I mean, I'm sure I can find 5 minutes a day to do surveys. Just hopped on. No spoilers for TW story. No, I won't talk story spoilers. But if we follow some Persona spin-off stories, it would be surprised if Miropa is some god playing the part of an attendant. It could be. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the eye color has to mean something more than they just made a mistake. I think any payment is breaking free to play. That's fair. Yeah. I mean, I'm obviously not free to play, so. Cognition Shop second window expires 4 days. It's an event thing. Okay, Cognition Shop. Let me go back up in there. Cognition Shop second window expires in 4 days. Y'all, what am I missing? I feel like I'm just straight overlooking it. Second window. Unless you mean this one. Let me double check that comment. Cognition Shop. Okay. Second window. Oh my god, directly in front of me. Jesus. Guys, this is 11 p.m. Okay, so let's break this down. What is valuable that expires in 4 days? Thank you for spelling that out like I'm a kindergartner, because I clearly needed that. Okay, so if I were to get any of these things, you know what? I'm actually going to get some of these because 200 is not bad. This is not bad. Now, keep in mind, because I do spend money in the game, I probably have more coins than a free-to-play person. Not kind of. I would have more. So I would still prioritize anything that's gem or pull related. But these, because you want to do your breakthroughs, I think these are valuable in this particular case. No, no, and no. Well, no, skill and sense is still. So I could see that. I would not buy these two. Definitely would not buy these two. What was this? So this is another 200. I know very well how bad it's going to be to try to get Kabako gems later. So I'm going to buy those since they're limited. I knew they were purchasing them, but I didn't realize there was a day thing on it. Okay. This is monthly limited. There's no times on it. No times on these unless I'm just that bad right now. Yeah, just make sure you save money for this to refill anytime there's gems. I say money, I mean like these cognitive gems. I'm going to get these. Like, you will want those. I think that's what I would do. I would leave the rest of this alone. I mean, you could kind of come in here and decide if you want to pull this and this, but I don't want to get crazy just a second. I will decide that at the end of the month. So here in like another 10 or 11 days. I'll just take a look at it then. Okay, thank you for calling that out. I completely missed the fact that it said 4 days on it. Let's see. Talking about Merope. I hope they do some really cool stuff with her story then. Yeah, Cord is Cord and Futaba, at least in the near-term future, are going to be the ones I'm going to like seriously recommend to people with their weapons, by the way. Not just the character, but their weapons too. Question about if you're going to do some type of suggestion about some future units. Yes, I am. So here's my thought. So if you've been on my channel, like you'll see like before the game came out, I had my kind of like up until 2.0, like what do I want to build? What do I want to pull? I will be doing the same thing for 2.0. So keep in mind, and guys, if you don't want spoilers on the characters that are coming out here soon, then earmuffs. But, you know, Fox has already been announced. This is not a spoiler. If you go to Twitter, he literally has been revealed with his character card. Like, he has already been spoken of. We get him in a couple days. So you have Fox, you have Makoto, and those are our last two limited characters for the 1 dot series. And then you have a standard character, Phoebe, is our last character before 2.0. This is if we follow the same timeline, if you will, for CN TWKR. There's nothing saying they won't say screw that and pull the summer units in 2 weeks. We don't know. So aside from a curveball, that was what the schedule looked like. So probably about the time that we're in between Fox and Makoto, or just after Makoto, one or the other, I will make a video about 2.0 characters. My general thoughts, these won't be guides, but my general thoughts on who's valuable, who you can skip, who is like on the fence, you know, all that kind of good stuff. So yes, I do plan on making that video, but it wouldn't make sense for me to do it like today. It's still too many weeks out from it to be relevant. You know, well, not completely irrelevant. People obviously want to know, but it just, from a content creation, there's like 5 or 6 other videos that I think are more time sensitive now than that video is 3 weeks from now. Oh, hopefully that made sense. Okay. Yeah, honestly, other than Navis, yeah, the Navis are always strong. I would not pull Phoebe, as she will go to standard. She is really good, and she absolutely trumps Okeon. But again, you are going to have to start saving gems if you want to start getting all these characters, or spending money. It's an A or B situation, truly. Treasure detectors to help you if you want the achievement. So there's an achievement. Where is it at? Is it in dungeons, maybe? Yeah, see these achievements for destroying so many objects? From what somebody told me, and I forget who it was, so forgive me, whoever did this, they said that it helps you see these as well. I've not tested it, clearly, because I haven't gotten these, but I hear that that's part of what they do. I would have to test it. Yeah, dude, the Joker Amiibo Fulu. Literally on my desk. Boop, boop. I love this thing. It's so cool looking. Yeah, Akito, you deserve making fun of me. Like I was blind to the timer there. It was bad. Let's see. Like guys, I'm not perfect. Like I know a lot about this game. I've done a lot of content in this game. I study this game a lot, like before I make videos. But I am absolutely gonna be imperfect. Like I'm not gonna pretend I'm like the know all, be all, knows every strategy to perfection. I know a lot. I know a lot in this game, but I'm not perfect. Skull is physical unless they make a change. Physical is rather worthless later. There's a couple fights where physical will be really good. But you're right. There's not like a ton. And then there's always going to be whatever they call it here, the Astro Lab, Astro Globe, whatever, that will come out later. And this is where the mental image that you hear me talk about in the guides comes out. It starts at level 70. But in that mode, you're going to want so many different types of teams that you'll be surprised what characters you pull out. Like you will absolutely find uses for Ryuji there, you know, on certain fights. How much have I spent on this account? Good question. Let me think about it. I don't mind being transparent about it. So it was about 40. So before super chats or anything else, I dropped like 40, 45 bucks of my own. Let me see. Because I did somewhere I wrote down the super chats. And then I haven't spent all of them. I've spent $50 in super chats. So that's, call it 95 bucks roughly is what I've spent in the game. But that's with super chats. So I have a personal rule that if I get a super chat, it goes back into the game so that if it feeds into what you guys are watching. I don't like take that and go buy dinner. I put it into the game. Hopefully you're okay with that. If not, I don't know what to tell you, honestly. I'm sorry. So it's going to be like everything else, Ducky, as far as the breaks go, is they release them every couple of weeks into new content cycles. And that's why I keep telling people you're going to have to make choices. It was about a month difference between Yusuke and Makoto in terms of when their patch cycles came out. So you've got about a month to save, but if they speed things up, then you won't. But then if they speed things up, will they adjust, you know, the different gems we get? We don't know. But Fox is definitely not a must pull. He is for me just because I want him for fun. He is great in his content cycle, and whenever his guild boss comes back, he's obviously is going to be great for that. Just like if Yui's, you know, guild boss comes back, she'll still be good for that. That never changes. But outside of his content cycle, there's just not a lot of things that want that super defensive counterplay. And you're just going to be able to do more with other DPS teams. So it's not like he's bad at any point in time. It's just the content doesn't call for him. If you get what I mean by that. Let's see. Trying to keep up on the chat. As always, you guys, there's more of you than me, so I'm slower. Yeah, the only reason I pulled Minami was for the fun of the 5K stream. Otherwise, I would have actually skipped her. And you saw it in my video, she is legitimately probably my most used character in KR. Just because it's hard when you want a healer not to bring her. Like, there's not a reason to not bring her as a healer. And in KR, I've got a couple awarenesses on her. And I've got her weapon. So, you know, she's much stronger than my character here, you know, in Global. You can use Thief Sense Falcon, so that's why it's not necessary. But I guess it's like if it's going to help put it on your map or something, I'm not sure. Maybe it's good for that. If I ever go back and get that achievement, I'll test it. But like right now, there's just so many other things I'm doing that I'm not necessarily worried about it. So I haven't tested it myself. Oh, and then 2 comments later, the gadget shows it in the map. So there's the answer. So that makes it worth it to me, you know, if I ever go back for the achievement, which I probably will sometime. Just it's not like top 10 of my priority list. You want all P5 characters? That's honestly, Ducky, I'm going for that as well, which means I'll have to pull a Ketchy. And it's not that I dislike a Ketchy. They just did him dirty in this game. He's not that. Like, he's a skip, in my opinion, in this game. Unless they buff him something tremendous. For Yui, you have a 4-star. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing with Yui is you're not going to find a ton of content unless you want to just bring her, like I do for some stuff. So not having your 5-star, well, that's cool because you're probably not going to use her all the time. So it's like, it's a skip for that reason. She is better with it, of course, and it gives her crit and things like that. But otherwise, yeah, I don't think it's like a necessary, you have to grab it. Oh yeah, so all right, we were going to enhance some stuff. So let's get this overclocked. Oh god, I'm going to run out of this stuff quick. Look at this. And you know what? I need to start feeding this stuff like this. Do I have any 2-star weapons? Nope. Let's do 3 stars. Who am I not? Oh, you know what? I need this stupid thing. I need to get rid of these. Is what I need to do. I am never going to build a blue weapon, so we'll get rid of those. And then purple. Who on my team even uses a purple weapon anymore? Let's find out, shall we? There you go. You guys can see what my weapons are as I scroll through. And anytime you see stuff like this, it's a clear indication of what I prioritize. Alright, so his is maxed out, so I can still eat his. I will be getting her 4-star weapon, so I don't care. The only reason I haven't gone and got her 4-star weapon from the shop is in the chance that it is part of Fox's banner, then I'll probably, you know, randomly pull it. So that's why this is still sitting as blue. But okay, so I can consume all these purple weapons. There's no reason to keep these extra weapons if you've got something better, by the way. Let's see. Steal mine for guild boss. My Yui, yeah. My Yui, if you're in the guild, my Yui is up, so feel free to use her. I like Yui's 5-star weapon. You know, she is one that, like, if you're going to actually use her outside of her content cycle, I think you should get it. But if you're not, and I think most people are not going to use her outside of, like, Velvet Trials, and you're fine with her 4-star weapon in Velvet Trials, you know, if you're going to try to make her a more frequent, you know, part of your stable, then it's probably worth it. But yeah, I honestly think most people, unless you're stubborn like me, are just not going to use her. Minami's, you know what I like about Minami is that she pulls out that giant freaking rifle. Like, what the hell? Your next must pull character for free to play. Depends on how many gems you have saved up, but I would say Cord is an absolute must. Before that, I would push pretty hard into Makoto. You could skip her, but she really is your best single target DPS for a long time. Skip Fox, skip Yui, skip anything that goes standard banner. Who else? Because you have Cord, then Futaba. Who's after that? Let me look. It's Cord, Futaba. Oh, no, it's Cord, then Summer Units. Then Mesa, then Futaba. I've got the order. I'm out of order. Cord, Summer Units, Mesa, Futaba. I'm skipping Mesa unless I have some ridiculous luck and have a stupid surplus of gems. So him, like, he's cool. I like him. He's one I can live without. I can actually replace him with Ryuji for physical fights. But yeah, for your question directly, I would say skip Fox, and then Cord is your first absolute must pull, but Makoto is a pretty strong recommend for me. Let's see. What else am I missing here? Oh, Chihire's buffs, yeah. But she comes up so infrequently for me in my daily, you know, spend or whatever it is, the action points. Yeah, I would say with Moth, like, Cord is absolutely a must pull. It's just, I'm trying to think of what other single target units would be in competition for Makoto. I mean, Mesa, perhaps, but I still think I would take her over him. I mean, and otherwise, then you're talking about, like, you're skipping for months. Because then you have Haru, she's AoE. And then it's really Violet at 3.1. I don't think I'd want to go from 1.3 to 3.1 without a just boss single target damage dealer. So that's why I'd push pretty hard for Makoto. But yeah, you could skip Makoto and you go straight for Cord. But if you have the gems, I'd honestly tell you to do both. Yeah, Queen is just, I mean, she does immense damage. You can, and here's the thing, the game outside of like score modes and some bosses is not that bad. Like you don't have to like super sweat it out, frankly. Cord is cute. I was gonna pull for her anyways. I love her animations, like, cause she like steps up on the speaker and like, you know, jams out on her guitar. So like she's got cool animations. Yeah, I mean, Wonder can always be a backup, but the problem is if you look at certain modes, like for example the train, you can't use Wonder's personas to fill the two team requirements. So there are, if you don't have certain things on your team, there are just teams you cannot fulfill. Not to say you need to pull everybody. It's just that, you know, it's like, okay, you might miss 30 gems here and there. Yeah, Moth, that's pretty much what I was thinking too. I couldn't remember if Figure Skater Mont was single target or multi-target. I just, because I didn't get her until later. I got her on like a rerun, or not a rerun, but like where you pick like the multiple characters on the banner. So I don't have as much practical knowledge of her. All right, let's keep leveling people. I was working on his weapon. That's right. And I was going to burn all my purple stuff. Because, yeah, I don't need any of this. And this will save some mats, so I don't care. It's not going to save many mats, by the way. But it's enough to like clear out my inventory a little bit and make that cleaner. Plus, you can always buy purple ones from the shop, so it's not like I can't get these back if I make a mistake. So don't be afraid to burn this stuff. Okay, there we go. So now I can get rid of that and go back to this stuff. How am I doing on this stuff? Okay, so I'm going to be dipping into gold parts. Man, the 60 to 70 leveling is the first really painful curve in my opinion, and then the 70 to 80, that one hurts. Like when you start leveling 70 to 80, like that's a painful thing. All right, but he's good to go. Who am I using soon? I do need to get her going. So let's get her leveled up a little bit to get ready for Fox. 30. Let's get her. Where do I want to get her to? She'll be fine at 60 to start. So let's get her to there, and she'll be one of my later 70s. What am I at? Yeah, that would be one more. All right, so we're going to pause her at 60. Get ourselves some free standard pulls. Skip Joker and many more for Makoto. For Makoto Yuki, wait, P3 Makoto? Man, you've got like a year. You've got time to save up for a year. Like, you can pull a couple characters in between. I have a lot of resources. Well, keep in mind, I've just spent a whole, like, what, 20 or so stamina pots farming. And it's not the first time I've done stamina pots for farming. So bear that in mind, too. I've also been doing the train. I've cleared out both palaces. I cleared out all of Mementos. I've done quite a few Velvet trials. So, you know, I've done a little bit of farming. Will that will be half a year. Yeah, guys, don't ruin your fun for the next few months waiting for somebody a year later. Please, for me. Have some fun with yourself. Okay, so content cycle wise right now, we are running Joker, so let's unlock him. Level bad boy up. I'm fine on these. That's what I was farming when we had the double drops, by the way, was the EXP books. Okay, when Fox comes out, if I don't have what I need to level him, I will burn stamina pots for that. I don't care. So I'm fine to level our weapon right here too. Yeah, these are gonna go away so fast. Yeah, this is gonna get painful quickly. All right, so he's done. He's a 70-70. There's a part of me that really wants to put Yui at 70-70, but I'm actually debating if An would be better right now. Although I'll need her for the electric team for the trials. So I think she can heal really well even at 60. So I can wait a little bit for her. What am I? Why? Oh, I was like, why is he yelling at me? It's because I get the card. I currently have 2 teams built, Joker and An. Those are good teams. Should I build another team for second Palace boss? No, you. So I beat the second Palace boss originally with I think An, Shun, and Closer. So if that tells you anything, you don't know why content creators aren't telling people to build one character for each element. It's a timing thing. So Fulu, it's like, so yeah, if you look at the Velvet trials, then obviously you have multiple elements, but you don't have to day one all the Velvet trials either. So it's a balancing act between resources and what you need at the moment. So a lot of my decisions on what to level come into SOS and come into Guild Battle because those are time limited and I want to do the best I can do in the time in front of me. But keep in mind too, like Guild Battle, you can just do a lower difficulty and still get your rewards. So there's things that you can be hard out of. The train, for example, right now, you can't do certain things without like 2 characters of a certain element. But again, those rewards aren't going anywhere. Like if you come back 5 months from now, those rewards are still sitting there. So it's like it's safer to recommend running 2 teams at the moment because that's a more practical amount of materials. When you get into your 3rd team, so now you're leveling 9 characters, that's where you start feeling a crunch. I'm leveling 12. So, I'm not going to say that I'm the best influence there. I use a lot of characters for fun, but I also spend money. I'm not free to play. So I get a lot of extra materials because I have spent money. I don't want someone to look at my roster and be like, oh, I'm free to level everybody to 60 right now. And then they wonder why they run out sooner than I do. So it's not an even playing field. When you think about it, whenever you compare somebody spending money to not spending money, you're just not on equal footing. It just is what it is with the gacha games. But that's probably why a lot of content creators, including myself, are not saying to build everybody. What I really recommend, pick your favorite supports. So Minami goes on so many teams. Leo goes on so many teams. Your Navi's always useful. Shun, super useful. Like I would recommend Shun to be built. Then I would look at what team are you building, right? So I think the easy team for everybody is On, Key, and Cattle because you can get them for free. So you can get him from a 4-star selector. Cattle we all get. On you can get from a selector. So that is like the most free-to-play friendly team out there. If you didn't pull for Joker, cool. Whatever, not a big deal. You still can build your Leos. If you didn't pull for Yui, you're probably one of most people. not many people are going to pull there. And as much crap as I give Closer, for Palace 1 and Palace 2, like you can bring her. Like she's fine. So I think that's the more practical way to look at your account. Mine is not I'm more of a fringe case because again, full disclosure and transparency, I have spent money. I have more resources than people that did not spend money. So Fulu, I hope that helps kind of explain why some people don't. And in a lot of content too, you can fulfill the elemental requirement with Wonder. He's not the best DPS and he's not the best healer, but it's not to say you can't go into certain trials and just use him to meet your nuke requirement or, meet your psi requirement or whatever it might be. But that's, from my perspective, that's kind of how I think about the whole how many people to recommend leveling sort of situation. Yeah, and I think you should eventually build a good character for each element too, Fulu, but I think it's when you need it. Like, if I'm really going to sit down and focus on the fire trials, then yeah, I'm going to build a fire team. Like, absolutely, it makes sense. But like right now, I'm not focused on the side trials, and I'm not focused on the new trials. So I'm not going to invest specifically for that until I actually focus on the side trials, which probably won't even be till Haru comes out, if I'm going to be honest with you. Wonder's super flexible. Yeah, absolutely, Sabaton. Is there another way to get that from weekly boss, or is there another way to get that item from weekly boss or skill upgrade? Oh, are you talking about the rose item vein? So it's predominantly going to be found in the different shops that you get with like your coins. They are far more limited. My recommendation there is play your unit at rank 9 skills. On your favorite units, feel free to use them. Absolutely fine. And then if there's a unit that you know you're going to use a lot, like, for example, when I eventually get Violet later on, I use her all the time. I used Haru all the time. I use Makoto all the time. They're going to get the roses. So, it's the Bachelor, right? Those ladies, they're going to get the roses from me. I've run into bosses that know specific elements. So not true, Fulu. You can also use Almighty. So there's a couple personas that have Almighty damage. And so you can bypass it with that as well. If I get Battle Pass level 50, should I spend... Robot, I would only spend the $10 if you want what's in the extra $10 pack. So like the clothes, there's a couple extra gems, things like that. Yeah, the break skills I know of off the top of my head, Fulu, right now are fire, electric. Is there an ice at level 5? It might be level 6. There are other break skills, but a lot of times you can just bypass it with Almighty anyways. Only building 12. And then you're in fact building 12 too. There you go, Aikido. I got you. We're on the same page, friend. People on sleeping on food buffs. Yeah, so you can use your buffs in palaces and mementos. I don't ever use them because I frankly forget about them. So you're absolutely right, Toby. I'm one of the guilty. I forget about the food all the time. But you're right, and I'll show it to you. Let me put it up in my bag. So what the heck was that? That was weird. Yeah, you can go into like, yakisoba. Well, that's an HP thing, but there's all these different foods that you can craft that, look, max HP, restore HP at the start of every turn, and there's probably better buffs, right? But yeah, you can absolutely use these in the metaverse. I just honestly forget about it. Truth be told, it's no other reason. There's no excuse. I just forget it's there. True, and also every element also doesn't have a single target AoE DPS. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, and again, it's a question too, Moth. I think of general content versus pushing scores or specific content. If you think about 90% of your fights being clearing the mementos, clearing a palace, not the boss itself, or even like some of the earlier Velvet trials that are going to be easier, you can get by with almost anything. You really can. It's when you're on specific bosses or you're pushing, like if you're trying to really get high scores in your score modes, then yeah, right synergies, right elements, right strategies, play the mechanics. If you're not sweating that out like I might do before a content cycle ends, then like I tell the joke or the story from the last guild boss. I ran the fire boss as a curse team because I couldn't see the icon on my phone because my eyes were too bad. And so I kept wondering why my score wasn't higher, and I wasn't even using the right team. I was in the completely wrong element, still having a blast. So you can still beat stuff with the wrong elements. Now, is it obviously better to have the right element? Sure. Absolutely, right. Do you think it'll be worth building Yukimi in a week or so? Yeah, I literally just did that. So where's mine at? I literally just leveled her. So she is going to pair with Fox at this early game. And that's exactly why I just barred level 60. I want better for Akechi. Me too, Fulu. Me too. Yeah, beast mode. I think that's something they do really well. And one of the things I love most about this game is the characters are unique enough that team building feels fun. I get so bored of games where it's like, oh, cool, this one unit carries me for 6 months because they're so good. Like that, it just bores me to death. Yeah, Thoth for his Almighty Attack. Falcon, yeah, he's a great one for that. How do you use food? I think you just consume it in the palace. Like you go into your inventory and you can use the buff, I think. Someone who's using it, if you know better than I do, let Melissa know, if you don't mind. Well, actually, we can also just go to a... Let's just go to a palace. It's not going to like need this food later. Because I'll forget about it again. As always. So let's just go in here. Let's go to any spot. Doesn't really matter. Skip that animation. Okay, so if I go to my bag, can I just eat it right here? Let's grab a tuna rice bowl. Yeah, use. Boom. There we go. That was that. I'm going to make a whole 37-minute video now on food, just for you guys. Just for you guys. Bear's top tips on eating. Yui's weapons. So now I'm just building for Fox. Yeah. Fulu, that's what I would use the most from the cognitive shop is the gems. Oh, yes. Guys, Moth is dead on. This is why Futaba is so freaking cracked. First of all, she has great buffs. She also, she decreases the enemy's defense, and then she implants the weakness. And so, like, if something is null, they'll become, resistant? If they're resistant, they become neutral. Neutral becomes weak, and weak means they do more damage. And she's just stupidly good. Stupidly good. And I want to say, I'd have to double check. Is it, and Moth, maybe you know off the top of your head, but is it her weapon that gives her crit, or is it her skill 1? Or her A1? I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head anymore. She's one of the other ones I'm actually thinking about getting a copy of. Again, how much gems do I have dependent? Gonna wait for the video on Fox. So my Fox video should be within a couple days of getting him. Is what I will do. Chances are, because when does he come out? Is it Thursday? It's right around there, isn't it? It's like Thursday or something like that. So the reality is either A, I'll wait and pull him for stream. Do you guys want that? Do you want me to just wait and pull him on stream? I know it's not like a surprise. I am absolutely going to get him. So there's no like, am I going to get him? I'm getting Fox. It's a matter of how fast do I get him when I'm pulling, but it tends to be people like watching pull streams, so I don't mind waiting. Or my camera delay. Oh, it did it again. Hold on. Let me reset my camera. Thank you for telling me. So we'll close that out. And then run as admin. Hold on. Hold on to your butts. I just watched Jurassic Park with my kids like a week or two ago. Super fun. The original, not the new one. The original. Okay. It might freak out again. Let me know. It does it every once in a while. I can't quite sure why. But thank you for telling me, Vane. Yeah, so let me know if you want me to pull. Oh, yeah. Melissa, I know you love pull streams. I should just do it for you, honestly. But yeah, so I'm happy to wait. It's what? 2 extra days. I don't really care. I'm a patient person. But yeah, and then once I pull him, let's see, if I pull him Saturday, there's a chance that I could do his video on Sunday, which means it would release on Monday. So yeah, so Superman Reggie, I will be watching that when I get back from vacation with the kiddo. You guys can't see in my office, can you? Let me see. No, it's not in my office. Okay, so in my house, I have a gym. So I've got like a squat rack, a whole bunch of gym equipment, whatever. I used to powerlift. And so in there, it's like Batman, Superman, comic books. I want to get a big Vegeta poster. I love Vegeta. Screw Goku. Sorry about you if you love Goku, but Vegeta's better. Yeah, so Superman is absolutely my favorite superhero. Wolverine's probably my second one. But yeah, so please, no spoilers on Superman. Nobody spoils Superman for me. I am going in with the kiddo. Like, I know all the Superman stories, but I want to go in fresh into that movie. I've avoided internet stories on it. Like, I'm going in clean. I've never been to Universal, Tavis. We're debating going to Florida later this year, or maybe early next year. But I think it's more of like a chill on the beach type of trip. And I told my wife, I'm like, I really kind of want to go, but then go to Universal. But I mean, that's some extra cash, right? And I've got 3 kids plus our exchange student might be coming back. So that'd be 4 kids. That's not a cheap dinner, as they would say. And you're a Vegeta fan. You're so awesome. There you go, Reggie, man. You and I are on the same page right there. I can tell. I wish it was easy for me to show you, like with my camera, but I have to like move my whole monitor, my display case over here, because like the bottom two sections of it are all like Dragon Ball characters, like statues or whatever. Spoilers, it's good. I'll take that. That's a spoiler I'll take. But like my first statue over here is Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta when they do the joints Kamehameha Gallic-Gun. And then let's see, I've got Super Saiyan Rose, you know, the evil Goku. I don't know if you guys watch Super. I'm a nerd, clearly. I've got Jiren in here. Jiren's my boy. I got a classic Vegeta statue down there. I got Gogeta down there. Like, man, I got so many good statues. I get them all from claw machines. I am really good at claw machines. I don't know how that happened in my life, but apparently it's a weird skill that I have. You got to save cash for my pulls. I do need to save cash for my pulls. I can't go to Universal because I need to pull characters. Like, could you imagine if I told my family and I'm like, guys, I was going to take you to Universal, maybe Disney. I had to pull Fox. Like, I'd be divorced. How'd I like Daima? I liked it. It felt very Dragon Ball to me, like original Dragon Ball to that extent. And I think there's a little bit of like melancholy there, knowing that that's Toriyama's last story. And so, you know, it's I think the hardest thing with Daima, sorry, you guys are about to get a spoiler for Dragon Ball Daima, is Super Saiyan 4. The fact that they have it there, but then Super takes place after that and you haven't seen it again. So I don't know how they're going to reconcile that nonsense. But yeah, Goku Black's like one of my favorites. It's just the big pink scythe. Come on, man. That's like, that was epic. It was absolutely epic. So no, I liked Daima, but what did you think, Reggie? I thought it was a fun little ride. GT fan, yes, dude. Super Saiyan 4. I wasn't a huge GT fan, but Super Saiyan 4 is a legit form. Like it's one of the coolest ones in my opinion. Creating generational gacha hate. Yeah, exactly, JC. My kids will be like, get off YouTube. You're being poorly influenced. I hate to mute, not watch yet. Okay, so no more spoilers on Daima. No more spoilers on Daima. Camera issues again. My God, camera, what are you doing? I literally just reset you. Is my computer like overheating? Okay, I'll turn off the virtual camera side of Elgato. We'll see if this hates me for it or not. I'm waving a ducky. No more Daima spoilers. Spoiler free now. Okay, there we go. We'll be good at ducky. All right, let me level another character here. So who was I working on? I did Joker. I got his weapon done, right? Yes, I did his weapon. Okay. Looks like she can be 60 for a while. He will still get punched in the face, but he's one I can't level him just yet. On should get leveled. Let's go DPS first. The whole continuity of Dragon Ball since Super, yeah, it's I go into Dragon Ball now, and I kept up with the manga too. But I go into it now from the perspective of I'm there to have fun. I just hope that they give Vegeta the L one day, or not the L. He always gets the L. He gets the W. Like, I want him to like come out as like the big victor, right? Like knocking out whatever the next big bad is. That would make me very happy. All right, she's good. Yes, I would pull Queen's weapon. Like, think of it this way. Like, she is so enabled with her damage, and that's just like really kind of playing into it. So yeah, she's one I would definitely recommend the 5-star on. It's not like you can't run her without it, but when she's like your best single target DPS for as many months as she is, I think it's worth investing in her. A1 Rin or A2? Let me remind myself what A2 on is. Is that her extra fire thing? Yeah, 2 follow-up attacks. They're not follow-up attacks, but versus, so here's what you get. A1 Rin, you start with the Mangpo soup, and so you can start with skill 3 and then move to skill 1. This one is giving you extra damage. You know, I could flip a coin on that one. I would potentially go with Rins to start with skill 3, but I don't think you're in a terrible spot either way. This might be a pick your favorite one. I don't think the math is going to be significantly different. And here's the thing is you're not typically going to run these two together. And so, you know, do you feel like you need more enablement on your fire team or more enablement on your curse team? Is kind of how I would look at that too. Not that you can't run Rin with on, it's just you're generally going to have a dedicated fire team, so you wouldn't. Dragon Ball Super card game. I haven't played that. I know what you're talking about. I haven't played it. You know what does look cool to me, though, is Magic the Gathering released some Final Fantasy cards, and I'm like, those would be kind of cool to have. I don't even play the game, but, like, they're just kind of neat. Yeah, GT, like, I remember watching it when it came out, and it was decent. It just didn't land the same for me. What's up, Eyesight? Fulu, you're not free to play either. Yeah, I mean, look, some of us have to support the game. Some of us have to with the close shop. So, Rin falls off in 3 months. So first of all, you're gonna be getting her from standard anyways. So it's not like she's a limited that you have to pull for. So I don't think you'd have to worry there. I still use Rin in my Joker team. I also don't have Howler though. So it's not like I've got some of the newer units that are great at debuffing. So I don't know that I agree with saying she falls off in 3 months, because you're going to primarily use her with your curse team. So I don't know the context of what makes them say that. Do you see what I mean? Now, will you use Joker as much when there's not like guild bosses devoted to curse? No, not necessarily. But I could say that about a fire team. I could say that about an electric team. I could say that about an ice team. Either way. Oh, no, dude. Falcon, like, what was it? Was it a YouTube stream? I forget which one I was watching, but somebody bought, just like you said, a couple grand worth of those, because some of those cards, they were trying to ride like the investment wave where like you kind of feed in the hype early and you buy a card and it's like, you know, $700 you can sell that one card for right away. Do you need Joker's weapon? You don't. His is one of the ones I actually think you can skip, Taylor. Like every single 5-star weapon, it's going to give you a powerful benefit for that character. And so, you know, I can't ever say a 5-star weapon is bad, but I would say that because his is so generic, like if you were to compare his 5-star to like a modern 5-star weapon, you can tell like they've gotten more creative. But his 5-star, it's not giving him like additional, you know, crit or anything like that, which I think would be an important stat for him. And so, yeah, it's all good stuff, but I think you can honestly get by without it. Rico Wind will be limited banner. Well, so there's two Ricos. One of them is, one of them isn't. So it depends on which one you're talking about. The one that comes in the story, it's like everybody else. It's a 4-star. Like 4-stars are never going to be on a limited banner. So they always go into like a standard pool. But there is another version that is a 5-star later in the game. The Steve, so there's some decent rank 6 personas I can tell you right off the bat, but I need to go through and like reassess them now. But is 6 when Cert comes out? I'm trying to remember what ranking he is. He's one that stays in your party pretty much forever. Yeah, so Cert, absolutely get Cert. He has whatever the party-wide defense down is, Madarakuja or something like that. Marakunda. Yeah, so he's great. Get him. I can't remember what she does off the top of my head. I don't know if I would build her or not. I couldn't even remember what she did. I'm trying to think of who else I might have built in this range. You get Tatiana or Titania for one of the books, so you don't have to like get her. You will get her eventually. Norn. Norn is really good. I used him a lot on my KR account. So those two stand in mind. I need to go through, and to be fair, pretty soon I'll make my rank 6 guide since I just hit 60. But I want to actually sit down and like rethink about their skills, and keep in mind too, like I'm trying to assess this from both a who's good in the future, but then who is good now in this version of the game, because some of the personas you might get now, 9 months from now, there might be a replacement because they do release new personas. But I don't want to be like, don't build this persona, and then for the next 7 months you could have been enjoying them. So when I make these videos, my perspective is from there. When characters come out that also have personas that come at the same time, when I make those videos, I'll be like, hey, by the way, this persona came out, and this is when you want to get for so-and-so. Keep in mind, too, that in Palace 3, there's a new dagger. And the way the dagger works is it plays off of the persona in your first slot when you enter battle, and it increases the elemental damage that you do. So, for example, on your on team, what's going to happen, so guys, spoiler alert for a future video, is you're going to want to have that dagger, and you're going to want to have Cert in your first slot for the on team. And so, whereas right now I have, what's his face, that I can never remember his name. Where's he at? This guy. So right now he is my first slot. He will not be my first slot when I get Cert. And so his viability decreases on my on team because I no longer have that starting, benefit that he provides. So some of your strategy shifts when you get new daggers too. So it's a little bit more complicated than just saying always run this one persona. You're going to have situations that will change that. And then you'll have other daggers too. Like when Haru releases, there's a dagger that comes out that is really good for her team and then also generally good. And so then you don't have to worry about the first slot fulfillment. So there's a lot of more nuance to it that I'll try to help teach you as we go along and as we get those things. Palace 3, Archie, our best guess right now is early September. But we don't know if they're going to speed up content. So subject to change. I'm hoping in the stream this week that they cover something more specific there. They haven't yet. But, we can cross our fingers a little bit on that one. Yeah, bingo, Moth. Ha! I finally beat you to an answer. You guys always beat me to the answers, and I finally got it. Yeah, Falcon, I would only buy those cards as a Final Fantasy fan myself. And funny, because I was talking about my display case over here. My top 2 shelves are the complete collection of the Final Fantasy 13 figures. And the top of my shelf is still in box the Final Fantasy Tactics figures that released from Square Enix a couple years ago. So I am a big Final Fantasy fanboy. And you guys have heard me talk about like the City of Final Fantasy Record Keeper. I played Mobius Final Fantasy. I didn't like the Brave Exvius games, ironically enough, especially with one being a tactics game. But I played all the other ones. How much stamina have I used to get to 60? So I just burned like 20 stamina pots right now. I did probably in the neighborhood of 5 to 7 when I hit rank 5 to get all the personas to make that video. And I probably did, I don't know, 5-ish others. So I'd say I'm in the neighborhood of 30, roughly. 30, call it 30 to 35. I didn't keep full track, but just roughly in that range. And like they said, 20 of them were just now, like on stream today, just to get from like kind of like a third of the way through 59 through the rest. Favorites from Square, Kingdom Hearts and Dragon Quest is great. Kingdom Hearts, I played the first 2. I played Dream Drop Distance, whatever it was on the 3DS. I've not played the last couple. Chandler, there's not really a good reason to chug stamina pots because there's nothing that opens up for you at 70 and 80 that's like you need to rush into. So you'll rush to 70 and 80 and then you're going to need the resources to build your characters, but you would have burned your stamina pots on getting less resources from the lower levels. So I think the game is a bit better to slow roll it in and not try to like force yourself up in the levels. There's nothing like waiting for you there to really help. And it's, somebody said it earlier, it's like the whole take your time. I think it really is a take your time kind of a situation. And again, don't use my example always as the right example. Some of what I do is specific for content creating. And so it benefits me to get some things done so I can sit back and film a video instead of playing. Like you guys got to realize as much as I'm on this game, a lot of that time is strictly for content creating so that I'm like researching, I'm filming, I'm setting up battles so I can show you powers. And, so I have a lot of hours in the game, but a lot less gameplay hours than you might realize. You'll hit 60 tonight. Do you think it's worth burning stamina to get a bunch of things? No, honestly. Again, it kind of goes back to what I was saying a second ago is you're going to rush that stamina down for what? The only things I would really look at burning a little bit of stamina on personally, and I will probably do this myself, is so I will do it for the personas, but that's because I want to film the guide. That's not something I would recommend you do. I would just prioritize your stamina in the next week after you hit 60 on getting the personas, but don't necessarily force yourself there. If you wanted to get a good persona right away, I would go with Cert first. Again, I need to double check all their powers and innate abilities, but he is the one that stands out to me. This is the first time I will put any stamina into these cards, and the only thing I'm going to do is complete 4 sets where I don't have them. So my Joker does not have a 4 set on hindrance. I am specifically going to look for that. I'm not going to hunt main stats. I'm just going to get him his 4-piece bonus that I want. My On does not have a card set right now at all. And so I'll be going for Strife, and my Ryuji does not have a card set, and so he'll be going for Courage, I think it is. Yeah, Courage. So I will do a little bit of stamina here just to get their 4 pieces done. That's it. Yeah, guaranteed 0 of 2, so you can get it in 1, but you will definitely get it in 2. Random point, but am I correct to say that a new persona is only guaranteed if you double the run? No, so you can get it in 1. So you will, yeah, so like right here, so if we look at Cert, you can get him the first time you run the mission. If you don't, you will absolutely get him on your 3rd run. So it's kind of like pulling a 5-star. Like you could get it in 1 pull, but you're guaranteed to get a 5-star when you hit 80. Same thing, you're just doing it in 3, not 80, obviously. By complete 4 sets, do you mean it can be any rarity. So on my Joker, I need 2 cards because 1 is a white. I'm going to replace the white. But I just need to get 2 more pieces for the whatever respective spots are unfilled on him at the moment. But then for my On, she legitimately has no cards. And my Ryuji legitimately has no cards. So they need all 4. But I don't think, like, once that happens, I won't touch this again probably until at least mid-70s, if not 80. Remake the original Dragon Ball. I could look at that reanimated. It's such a classic though. Like I almost think I'd prefer the nostalgia of the original. And that again, that could just be because I'm that old that I remember it as a kid, like legitimately watching it as a kid. So I don't know. I might be a little bit different in that regard. I'm not against remakes though. Like remakes that are done well, I'm fine with. Like Hunter x Hunter, like that had a remake on its own, like right after they freaking made it. Yes, Moth, you're right. Like that's the last ranks. It's like up to 8 or something like that. And there are times when you will go like frickin' Dionysus. Like that boy evaded me several times, and I had to go for him quite a bit. Have you tried Dokkan Battle? Only a little bit, but did you ever see that they had the 3DS Fusion game? That was fun. I used to love that one. Shark Attack, my friend. Good to see you. Would you be happy with blues on your main? So the way I think about cards isolate is I go for set bonus first. So get your 4-piece and then obviously, match your space card to it. Then I look for main stats. And so that's like my next, like I won't break my 4-piece, but then I will be actively looking in any color range for a better main stat. Once I have the main stat and the card set, then I'm looking to upgrade. So then I'll pretty much sit there on the same color card until I get the better drop, like the next card tier, if you will, so purple or gold, with the right main stat. Now, some of it, like if I'm from a blue card to a yellow card, your stats can be so much better that it might be worth sacrificing the main stat. But then you have to look at your substats. Like if you're trading out, crit rate as the main stat, are you getting in your substat? Like you do get to make a little like free decisions in that regard, but that's kind of what I would assess it at. But it's 4-piece first, main stat second, upgrade through after you get your main stats. If you get your main stats, I mean, it's still a bit random, so you may just never get them. And then I really don't try to min-max the substats until the events where you can make your perfect cards. So you will eventually get events. If you haven't seen my Revelations guide, there's an event that comes out every once in a while where I think it's typically 2 cards, and you can make it basically your perfect card. So that's a really cool event. I built out a few cards on my Haru and a few cards on my Violet that way. And then recently in CN, there's items you can use to like customize your card and like make a perfect card, but I'm pretty sure they're tied to the battle pass and maybe some events. Good method to use him. Good. Yeah, and part of the reason I do that, just so you're all aware, is the Kampaku gems. I can't wait till you guys see my surprise video on Tuesday. Again, if you're a member, you guys will get this tomorrow morning. I'll launch it for you. The other videos are going to be not member first exclusives, but this particular video will go to the members first. And then on it is Tuesday, right? Let me look at my schedule. Yeah, Tuesday, this menu, that's my hint. It has to do with Kampaku gems, but I won't tell you anything more about it. So members look for it tomorrow morning sometime before I leave. And then everyone else look for it on Tuesday. But yeah, Kampaku gems are going to be a massive bottleneck for everybody, pay to play or free to play. Unfortunately, worse for free to play, as all things are. It is what it is. It's Gacha gaming. But it is an absolute pain point, no matter what. And those cards, I swear to God, those cards are going to do like the worst to you, like as far as any Kampaku gems. So pay attention to what you're building. You don't have to go to level 25 on your orange cards right away. Like you can get them to 15, then later 20, and then 25. I don't even think I'll put my orange cards to 25 unless I'm really happy with like the rolls, not the rolls, but the main stat and at least 1 or 2 substats. I'll probably park them at 20 otherwise. Dragon Ball Fusion's best Dragon Ball game ever. I played that thing for a stupid amount of hours, Reggie. Like, I loved that game. It needs a modern sequel on the Switch too, and I'll be very happy. Yeah, that card event's great, Melissa. It's one of my favorites because it's like, okay, this one card's been evading me for this character I really care about, and it's like, bam, you've got it now. Yeah, no, Moth, that's a good point. I like to run those individually just on the off chance. So we're talking about the personas and how like you can go up to 8 before it actually gives it to you when you get to the next rank up after 6. But those I like to meter out and do one at a time in the off chance that I get it on the one. I think what's really most painful, and this is kind of like the end game of P5X, is it's the cards and it's the personas. So the cards we've been talking about, it's like the ever-present chase for the best gear. And then on the personas, you have 2 things that you're going to be doing. So you're going to be trying to do their breakthroughs and level them all the way up. And so again, if I go back into not there. If I go back into the Velvet Room, when you look at a persona, it has these little cards on the top of it. And so let's use Cert as the example here. And I'll tell you a little bit of how I'm going to build Cert. So if I pull him up, can I see it on here? Yeah, so see how he has like 3 little dots up here, or whatever those are, cards. That means I can keep doing duplicates of him or using like the special item to break him through, or overclock as they call it, 3 additional times. And so by doing that, I'm raising his level cap so he can get up to level 85, but I need additional coins. So to do that, I've either got to run the Velvet Trial, or in other cases you have to fuse them, or later on you'll get ones in the shop and you just have to buy them, with your little coin things. So, oh, thank you, Alex, man. Good night, and thanks for coming. I'm glad you were able to make it. So, part of the end game is you get the personas that you're really going to put in your stable, and you get them all the way up. The other thing is that's when you start really messing with this stuff. So, for example, on Cert, I'll probably drop this attack here. Like I'm really not going to use that. And then I'll probably add in, he may need like a speed boost, for example, for speed tuning. So like an agility skill. And then I might put like a physical resist on him or something else, right? So like I'm going to fill up his slots here with the powers or whatever you want to call them that really make him stand out on my team. And again, you have to really start thinking about, well, what am I bringing this persona for? What is my team? If I'm running Cert on my on team, then my Wonder is definitely not DPS. So he's going to be more support based and keeping me alive. So, it's things like that you get into. Or, a lot of people add Rebellion onto Dionysus or other powers. So, a lot of your end game is building up the resources to, max out your personas up here plus their level. And then also to, consume other persona coins to get your new skills in here. I'll talk a bit about that in my fusion guide. That's not part of this week's release, but it's really what you focus into at the end. And so you start building like really powerful personas, and keep in mind like their stats. So persona stats like blend together to up your stats on your Wonder. So, you do want at the end game to get these guys maxed out as much as you can. Makes sense because you do need time to get multiples of personas. Yeah. So I do it the one, and it's the balancing act of stamina, because like just the materials to go from 60 to 70 and then 70 to 80 on your characters, like they go fast. And so the wider your stable of personas is, the more materials you need. And it's another reason, like, I really try to think about, well, what in the next week, what content do I want to run? And so I'm always going to look at guild battles. I'm always going to look at SOS because I want to do good in those. And then it's like, okay, well, maybe this is the week I focus on my Fire Velvet trials. And maybe I'll do Ice the week after. I'm not one of those people that feels I have to rush through the game. And obviously I played in a KR, so I'm not feeling like the complete new car smell. But it's one of those things I do to try to, meter out my materials. I want to take my head of HR to a Coldplay concert. That's fantastic. Dude, I love the internet for that reason. Like my wife and I were talking about this earlier today, is like just the memes. Like my favorite one is the two of them holding, and it's the LinkedIn circle, and it says open to work. If you guys have ever been on LinkedIn and know what I'm talking about, like it's probably my favorite freaking meme. Yes. Yeah. Sometimes those persona coins are not kind. Like the randomness of it. I wish it was that if you pulled one skill, it like took it off the list, but it's not. Like you can pull the same skill 14 times in a row. Did other service players ever have to farm? Yeah, I mean, I had to farm them. So the ones that you're really going to be farming is the guild ones. So in your rewards over here, you're getting like these coins. And then in, is it SOS? Trying to remember which place it's at. Yeah, these. So like you're going to, oh God, going the wrong way. These right here. So these are the coins that you have to farm up. And you're only going to be able to get so many, per SOS, which, what is it, a week or 2 weeks? And so, it takes so many weeks to go through these star rankings. And eventually you're probably going to live pretty comfortably in the 6 to 8 range, just depending on how much you push this. And so a lot of these personas cost like 400 for one copy. So you'll buy one copy and then you're going to wait a whole nother cycle and then get your next copy, and then another cycle and get your next copy. So there is a little bit of incentive to push this, your SOS rankings. But again, like pretty early you max out your gems, so that's not the problem. And all this really does is it means like your top end, whales that are whaling out this ranking are going to get those personas a little bit faster than you. But like if I go to the shop right now, I don't think we have too many that are even there, let alone that expensive. And off the top of my head, I don't remember what each one of these things costs, but I know 400 is pretty common. Which one is it? Where is my, there it is. So yeah, look at this. Like if you want Bishamotun, or however the hell you say that, it's 300 of those coins. You can't even get him right now. Like if you were sitting at level 80, you can't even get him because you can't have earned 300 of these coins yet. So, you know, this is the big thing. And this is part of that end game loop is you do your SOS, you do your guild bosses, you get some coins, you come in here, you prioritize which one you want to get, and you do that enough times to max them out. And then later on, like I said, they're going to add quite a few personas to this list over time. And like when Violet comes out, there's a blessed one that increases highlight damage. She crits on highlight. Like it's clearly custom made for her. And so like, you know, you're going to see myself and everyone else who makes a guide for her say, hey, save your coins for that specific persona if you're playing Violet, right? So it becomes almost like another weapon. It's not the main way, Falcon. It's the only way. There might be a occasional events, but, and I don't know if Moth, if you're still in here, but Moth, can you think of any other time we got coins outside of those trials? I might be missing something, but like that is, if nothing else, it's your primary way to get them. I don't remember specific events. Maybe they've given them sometimes for rewards, or maybe like at the anniversary, maybe we got some. But yeah, like this is part of the end game cycle. So everybody, whether you want to be on a leaderboard or not, you don't have to do these modes for leaderboards specifically. You don't have to be like a try hard and sweat it out, but you absolutely every single cycle need to come in here and clear out your stars. Get your stars done. Get whatever score you get, good or bad, on these two fights. It doesn't matter. Obviously, better scores means better rewards, but if all you're trying to do is get in here and get a little ranking rewards, you want to get your stars every week so that this goes up. Because like if you look back, it says I have to get 27 stars to go to rank 3 next week. So in 3 days, here's my 27 stars. Right there, right? So you have to play this. And then the higher I rank, so look at this. If I was 60% or lower, I'm getting 500. I'm sitting in, you know, I'm 10%. So I'm going to have to push this again tomorrow morning so I don't drop my rank. But, you know, I'm getting 1250, so I'm getting 250 more coins. And then next time when I rank up for next week, now you can see the incentive. Like you want to at least get something. So always push your stars. So you at least get this 50 at the bottom, but you want to push yourself up as much as you can enjoy it. If you're like, don't drive yourself crazy. Like if I fall to 11th percent, I don't really care. Like I would like to be 2 to 10%. I will never be 1%. I would love to sit here, but there's going to be content cycles where I don't pull the right characters and I just will not be able to be. So this is what you want to focus on. Yeah, catch-up anniversary event. Yeah, that's what I thought, Moth. It was like there wasn't many places where they gave us those coins outside of these actual modes. So yeah, the score modes are not just for the bragging rights. There is some rewards you want to go and chase down. How to get milk tea, that will come if it's the one for the drink that replaces your action points. That will be from one of the stores, but it's after Phoebe comes out, I think, because it's like so like that gets tied to her confidant. Yeah, don't neglect SOS, Reggie. Even if you're just going in there and not try-harding it, you're just getting your stars. Like minimum do that, and then just whatever score you get on those last 2 fights. I've never done these. No, you haven't missed out. So Craig, like if you haven't done it and you've been here since day 1, you're a week behind. Because so you still have 3 days right now, but if you look at it like in the trials, I'm only ranked 2 and I've been here since day 1. So that's the highest you can be right now. And then what happens is you get so many stars and it's like, okay, I got my 27 stars. I will be ranked 3 next week. That's what will happen. So right now, if you haven't touched this, you're sitting at rank 1. And so if you get your stars this week, which is not that hard, you will be ranked 2 next week. Boom. So you'll be 1 week behind. It's really not the end of the world. Yeah, just do your best, but don't sweat it. Like if this is not your favorite part of the game, just do it for the rewards and just walk away. Like don't worry about being top 10% or something like that. Same thing with guild trials. Like with guild trials, you don't have to be in a guild to get the rewards. You'll be missing out on these, which are not that, I mean, look, this is not great rewards. You can still get all of these. And a lot of people, I think one of the most commonly asked questions, believe it or not for me, is do I have to do both fights? No. Like if you come in here and you get all of your rewards from one fight, because it's not that high of a score requirement, like you can walk away. Rankings, this is all show and tell. Like you get a little bit, but that's Companio coins. That's not the Persona coins. So, haha, I'm still 5th place. We haven't actually pushed this week yet, by the way. I'm 5th place because we don't push until the last day, and I won't be here for the last day, so I'm probably going to be like freaking down here. Way to go, team. Go guild. Go take me out of the top 5. At level 55, you can level up your revelation cards, but you don't have to level them all the way. So your gold cards go to 25, your purples go to 20, I think. Your blues go to maybe 15. I think level 15 is a good place to kind of sit with them. Again, unless you're trying to push guild score. And yes, Fulu is correct. Get your space card. So that is the top one that gives you your 5th piece set. So if you look at characters, doesn't matter who I pick here. It's this up here. So this is your space card. So this gives you this bottom power if you have your 4-piece. Yeah, and like look at this. Like my Leo, purple, gold, purple, or blue, purple. Like you can mix and match. I'm at level 10 on this one, 10, 15, 10, 10. So you can level them, but like don't feel the pressure to go 25 unless you've got an orange card that somehow like rolled everything you ever wanted and more. Like then like you're going to live with it for a while, so feel free to level it. But these are going to eat Kenpaku gems to level for sure. Like let me find a gold card really quick. Let me go to Tomoko because I'll never use her. Let's put a card on her. Let's find a gold card. Here we go. So if I wanted to level this all the way, it's almost 40,000 gems for one card, for one character. This is what I mean. Like when you start really pushing your gold cards, they call them orange. Is that not gold or yellow? Like can somebody who maybe is less colorblind than me apparently tell me if this is yellow or gold or orange? But whatever color this is, you know, if you were doing, what is that? 40, 80, 160,000 per character that you're probably going to replace cards on. Like these will go away so fast, your Kenpaku gems. So yeah, level them, but be smart about which ones you're pushing all the way to 25. And I'm definitely not going to do that one. All right, friends, it is midnight and I got to get up and pack the car. We got a few hours of driving to do tomorrow. I don't like to drive sleepy. So I've got to call this a night. Oh, Langzani, welcome. And you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to get to push this button today. Bam. New member. New member. I love that I made that animation. I'm going to play it again just for you. Langzai. I don't know who else has seen this one yet. I showed it on the last stream. Or not the last stream, the one before. New member. Thank you for giving me a reason to press that button. That one and these are my favorite little animations. I made this one a long time ago. Oh, by the way, guys, like and sub. If you're in here and you haven't subbed, give me a reason why. Like, tell me in chat why you don't want to sub to me. Otherwise, press the damn button. Love you all. And then the other one I can't show you because it's tied to super chats. But if you're ever in here and you see the super chat, I made a fun little cut in for my face because I'm a super nerd. But that's it, friends. Thank you. So reminder, I will be traveling. I will not have access to make YouTube comments, Discord. So, okay, Moth. Okay. Thank you, Moth. And this is for you. But bam. Playing it again for you. It's like my favorite. I'm so stupid. Like, I love this thing so much. Although I need to see, it shouldn't have the black background right now. It should actually be just the cut-in. I'm wondering what happens. I have to check it when I get back from vacation. I'm doing it a third time just because of you. There you go. Thank you for that super chat. And thank you for joining the membership there, Langzai. So yeah, so I promise you I'm not ignoring you if you're making comments on the videos that come out or if you're trying to reach me in Discord. I just legitimately won't have the phone service to be able to jump on the internet. If I'm lucky and I find like that one pocket of area, then I'll log in and do my dailies and I'll check my comments. But yeah, once I get back Wednesday night, I'll jump into YouTube and do all sorts of checking comments. I'll check my Discord. So if it's radio silence, it's not because I don't love you. I'm just legitimately out of pocket. So otherwise, friends, it's been great hanging. Members, look for tomorrow the surprise video. And it's not like some crazy surprise. Don't get too excited. But the the video about Kampaku Gems and my fun little thing about it, that comes out on Tuesday, but for members, it will be here tomorrow. So in the morning, I'll wake up and I'll publish that for you. And otherwise, check my comments. I put the schedule for the week. I've already pre-filmed and pre-loaded YouTube with a few videos, so you guys will have content while I'm out. But that's it, my friends. I will see you here in a few days, and then next Saturday, we'll be back to streaming. I don't know if I can get a stream out before then, but definitely next Saturday. So thank you. And as always, my friends, please take care of yourselves. Good night.